All right, here we go. It is great to have you. We are about to put Sunday of week 7 in the books with a little Sunday night football from Levi Stadium, 49ers and Falcons, and it's a big one. 49ers are trying to stay on the lead lap of the NFC right now, and a very interesting Sunday has just sort of unfolded in front of us, and a very interesting game is right in front of us here tonight. Welcome to Damon Bruce Plus. Hit like and subscribe right now if you would, please, especially that like button. Pound it early, and that's going to get this pushed across that algorithm, baby. This is a very big game for the 49ers. They win this game tonight if they pretty much play by the football rule book. You cannot lose a turnover battle. That goes without saying tonight. It would be great if just celestially in the world there were a football game that didn't see a 49er have to head to a blue tent or a hospital or a locker room before a game, travel on a cart. Like, can this team put 60 healthy minutes of good, clean, penalty, mistake-free football together? I think they kind of need to do that against a very good Falcons team. That's who's here with a very special player in Bijan Robinson, who the 49ers need to be looking out for catching the ball tonight as much as running with it. He is a scrimmage yardage monster, just as is Christian McCaffrey, and McCaffrey's going to almost have to match him blow for blow tonight. He really, really is. This is a huge game for Tatum Bethune. A massive game for the young man whose job it is to take over for Fred Warner, which is a really big job. I love what Robert Saleh and Kyle Shanahan did with Tatum Bethune this week and show him old Fred Warner rookie year video and say, look, man, you can play like this. You can look at what Fred used to look like. You might even be better than that right now. We're not saying that you're better than Fred Warner, but he wore number 48 his rookie year, and you're wearing number 48 here now for us, Tatum Bethune. This one's on you. I think that could be a big moment. I think as you start looking forward to the 49ers and what they might need to do at the trade deadline to make this team even better, if they can say to themselves, we don't have to trade for a middle linebacker, Tatum Bethune can get this job done. His audition officially begins in a few minutes against the Atlanta Falcons. And if he can get this job done, it is easier for the front office to start negotiating what it needs to get done at this trade deadline. Big game for him. Alfred Collins, CJ West, and Jordan Elliott, they need some sand in their pants tonight. They need to be hard to move. They don't have Fred Warner cleaning up everything behind them. They're going to have to be very, very good tonight for the 49ers to win this game. Tackling is key. Tackling is just key tonight. Winning the turnover battle, that's key tonight. I think it's mandatory almost. This is not on Mac Jones. It really isn't. Of course, he needs to play well, but he doesn't need to go out there and be great. The 49ers around him need to help him out. He has been more than serviceable since coming in. They need to keep him upright and as clean as possible tonight. It's got to be better than it was against Tampa Bay. And this is a very good Falcons defense. As a matter of fact, they are, in terms of just yardage, baby, the number one defense in football, the number one rushing attack in football. Atlanta's got the second most potent offense in football. Maybe stealing a possession, certainly not giving one away, is on the table for the 49ers tonight. They are not really prepared to sprint. Atlanta is. They're going to have to keep up a little bit. So, strong opening drive. We'll see who gets the ball here first. Looking good. Scoring on that first possession. Again, a hallmark of things could go right tonight for Kyle Shanahan's teams throughout his entire tenure as head coach. And this is a big one. This is a big one in a season that, so far with circumstances doesn't mean the 49ers should be 4-2, but that's where they are. And they can get to 5-2 with a win over the Falcons tonight. Again, welcome to Damon Bruce Plus. If it is your first time, hammer that subscribe button, if you would, please. Some milestones for the channel have officially been passed this weekend. We'll share that with you a little bit later on. But let me thank this guy right here. Ike of Ike Sandwiches, our primary sponsor. This guy's done an incredible job putting sandwiches in America's bellies and keeping the Plus up, right, and on here in year 3. We thank Ike. Get yourself a sandwich at Ike's. We thank the Dubliner West Portal. We love you, Dubliner. We really, really do. We held our Plus Mania at the Dubliner West Portal. Man, I hope you're there right now. If you can't be with us here on the Plus watching tonight for your second screen. And when it comes to having a little bit of fun, let me tell you, my friends at Sleeper right now, I want you to check out Sleeper. It's the best way to experience and connect sports together. A one-stop shop for all your fantasy, your needs, your more, your less on player props. Get Damon in the promo code in the link in the description for a $100 match right now from your first deposit. Here's a free 20 to play with, and I'll tell you what my sleeper picks are as the game goes along tonight. The 49ers about to kick this one off from Levi's Stadium. Welcome to Damon Brews Plus. Welcome to another live stream. We are underway from Santa Clara. It is wonderful to have you here. It really, really is. Hammer that like button right now. 49ers special teams doesn't lose the game in one football play, which is a really nice start for them. So it's going to be Atlanta with Michael Penix and Bijan Robinson coming to play some fast football tonight. They're out here to move quickly against the 49ers. We'll see how much youth gets served. In terms of what the 49ers got going for them tonight, they obviously have George Kittle back in the room. And on offense, I think that means a lot. We have plenty of time to talk about everything that means. Let's see what this defense does. By the way, 49ers jumping offsides on the very first play of the game. I think we see that. Did he get back? Did he get back in time? You say he got back in time, no harm, no foul? That's a nice way to start, I guess. 5-yard gain there for Bijan Robinson. But Niners got the white pants out there tonight. Okay. Feels like it's been a while since we've seen the 49ers in their proper home red and gold uniform. Having to wear white jerseys in the daytime due to shading issues in Santa Clara. Pretending like it's Miami or something. Anyway, here we are on 2nd and 5. And there's a little pressure up the middle on Penix, who has to roll to his left. He is a lefty. He has an incredible arm. You're going to see that tonight. Michael Penix started his college career at Indiana before he transferred to Washington and before he got drafted. So I got a lot of love in my heart for Michael Penix Jr. He was a great Hoosier when he was there. He beat Penn State when he was there. Huge signature win during the COVID years of Indiana's football resurgence. By the way, number 2 team in the country. Watch Michael Penix when he's rolling to his left, and watch how just flip of the wrist, he gets that ball out for like 35 yards like it ain't nothing. He's got a monster arm. 3rd and 5, though, is what he's looking at here. 49ers send a little pressure right up the middle, and a tackle on the sidelines. Looks like the Falcons are going to have a little bit of a decision to make. It is 4th and 1 right away, and where they are on the field, it usually isn't. We're going to be big and bold this early in a football game time, and it doesn't look like it's going to be at all. And Coach Morris is going to go ahead and punt the 49ers of football, and the Falcons are going to be opening with a 3-and-out here. 3-and-out is Marquise Siegel comes on up and makes a really Johnny-on-the-spot tackle, and that's what I was saying earlier. They need to tackle guys where they catch the football. Playing keep it in front of you football has been this defense's secret and their success in a year where they're not intercepting the football. They're not creating an amount of turnovers. They aren't getting much pressure anymore. They aren't sacking the quarterback often at all. How is it all happening? They're keeping it in front of them, and they need to keep it in front of them tonight. Here comes Mac Jones. Here comes Christian McCaffrey, and for the first time in a long time, here comes George Kittle. He's missed 5 in a row with a hamstring issue. What he brings back to this team's je ne sais quoi. They're just, I think that's the thing that he adds the most. It's the blocking. It's the receiving. It's the great attitude. They lost the heart and soul of their defense in Fred Warner, and they regained the heart and soul of, I think, their offense, certainly in Fred Warner. And Mac Jones is going to be sacked on the very first play from scrimmage, and that is a spectacular start for the 49ers offensive line. Connor Colby, he is in there. Dominic Pooney is in there. And look at this, just come right through the middle of the 49ers offensive line here. Christian McCaffrey got sent out, didn't stick around to block, and that just comes right off the right side. That is right through Dominic Pooney. Oh, Dominic Pooney, that's just not getting out of your stance fast enough, man. That was a terrible rep for Pooney. So it's 2nd and 13 just like that. Behind schedule is where the 49ers start this game, but they give it to McCaffrey, who carries it for about 7 to make it 3rd and manageable. All right. I haven't even opened up the comments here. First time I do it, it's Pooney got smoked. Yeah, welcome to the show, everyone. It is good to have you here. Thank you so much for stopping on by. Yeah, bad first rep for Dominic Pooney, but it is 3rd and 5. All's forgiven if he plays well from here on out. Here comes Mac Jones, tossing, checking down to Christian McCaffrey, who picks up the first. Move those chains. Keeping Michael Penix and Bijan Robinson on that sideline is a really good way to find themselves into the win column tonight. Again, Atlanta's got some serious offensive horses. They got a really good defense, too. I mean, it's a pick-your-poison team. They've been good. But just in the current status quo of it all, I'd rather see more 49ers on offense than defense tonight. Brian Robinson Jr. gets a little football action in the first quarter. He touches a football as a running back. Oh, my gosh. So Kyle Shanahan just coming out knowing that he can't just ask Christian McCaffrey to do it all tonight. Trent Williams with a nice block as that play went around left. That's going to set up 2nd and short. It's going to see, what this team does now, knowing that Jake Tongas can play a little bit. Are they going to go any 12 personnel here tonight and run a little 2 tight end action with Kittle back in the room? I mean, you can run your 12 personnel, your 2 tight end action with Juszczyk, basically. Robinson with a tough carry right up the middle, and I like the way that looks early on for Brian Robinson Jr. Okay. Nice little start after a terrible first rep from Dominic Pooney. By the way, we already got nearly 200 people in the room, nearly 400 people coming in watching, not just on Twitter, but on Twitch tonight. We're streaming on Twitch tonight as well. Why? I don't even know. Why not? Is basically the answer there. Look at Luke Farrell. If you had Luke Farrell as your first tight end to catch a football for the 49ers tonight on your scoreboard, you have just won against all odds. Wasn't really expecting to see that out there. Again, Kittle and Tongas back in the room. Luke Farrell gets that first tight end target. Man, the Falcons just played that screen perfectly. The 49ers were trying to set up a little screen to McCaffrey, and they just read it perfectly to the point where Mac Jones just gave up on the play and threw the ball directly into the turf. He just ate one right there, and it was probably the right thing to do. Nothing about that was setting up right. So good decision right there. Live to fight another down, Mac Jones. That's the right way to start this football game. 2nd and 10 for the 49ers offense. They're on the Falcons side of the 50. McCaffrey can pick up about 2 or 3. Got Jeremy saying, Damon, my man, so thankful you're doing this. A man of the people. It is my pleasure to do it. It really is. It's an awful lot of fun. It's our biggest audiences of the year. They really are around these games in terms of live streams. So it's a pleasure. And, I told you I got some milestones to share with you. I'll get to you right after this big 3rd and 9 play right here for the 49ers. 3rd and 9. What are you cooking up early? An incomplete pass. It looked like that was a target for Jawan Jennings. Little pressure rushed Mac through that one. So here come the 49ers on special teams. Let's see. We got Chris Collinsworth drawing shit up here. Yeah, oh man, Connor Colby just got beat around pretty fast right there. And we'll see how much field position the 49ers defense can buy themselves here with this Morstead punt. Again, special teams, always an adventure. Always an adventure for the San Francisco 49ers. We don't need any special teams adventures this evening. That punt will trickle into the end zone. Didn't get the bounce, didn't get the English that Morstead was hoping for. Anyways, that is how this one has begun down at Levi's. It is the first commercial of the game. It is great to have you here. My name is Damon. I've been covering this team for 20 years. If you are new here, it's great to have you here. If you've been coming on back, welcome back. It is really good to have you back. You can go a lot of places. You don't have to go to YouTube at all these days, but so many people are. When it comes to watching sports, the second screen is alive and well, and thank you so much for being a part of this one right here. Please hit like and subscribe. I am very proud to share with you a couple of big benchmarks that I just saw the channel go through this weekend. And without these live streams, without these watch parties, it would not be happening. The Plus officially, between the live streams, the videos, the shorts, and everything that we've been putting up since we've been on YouTube now for 2.5 years about, we've got 35 million lifetime views. We just crossed 35 million channel lifetime views. I'm incredibly proud of that. That's not a station. That is not a tech department. That is some help from Carl and an awful lot of you guys coming back over and over again and watching over and over again. I thank you very, very much. It really means an awful lot. Also, we pass 1 million lifetime watch hours. With that milestone of 35 million views, 1 million lifetime watch hours, I always told my mom I would be a blight and drain on society. And here I am. 1 million human hours have been spent consuming Damon Bruce Plus on YouTube. So I thank you very, very much. Please hit subscribe if you will. We are working on our next milestone. I want to get to 50,000 subs by the bye week. I don't know if we're going to get there, but I'd certainly like to get to 48,000 by the end of this one tonight. As you can see, we are just a handful of subs away from 48,000. I'd love to cross that threshold tonight. I'm not going to get there without a few of you hitting that subscribe button. Thank you very, very much for already hitting that like button. And we'll see what the 49ers got here again on defense. It is a Fred Warner-less world that they now live in. The amount of young guys that need to step up. The amount of young guys who need to show out for this to still all work is something that you really don't feel comfortable betting on, but that is the bet that the 49ers have made. We'll see what happens at a trade deadline. You know, the trade deadline is not, we're at what, like 15 days, about 2 weeks. November 4th is the trade deadline. And I think for a big splashy trade, it's something that happens this week. And with a win this week, they'll be more emboldened to do something like that. I think with a loss this week, they're still going to do something. I think this team will be active at the deadline, but to the degree in which it's a mega trade, I think that this game goes heavy into that. By the way, the Miami Dolphins are at 1-6. The New York Jets are at 0-7. The trading partners out there that you thought would be still very much are. The Saints lost today. So a lot of trading partners on the dance card already took the steps that you want them to take today. We'll see what step the 49ers take here on Sunday Night Football. Meanwhile, it is a first down already gained here by Atlanta. Another 1st and 10 is what they're looking at right now from just over their own 30-yard line. Penix just fires one over the middle into a soft zone. There's a flag on the play. But Kyle Pitts was wide open right there. Holding on the Falcons, though. That is coming back, and that is a big penalty because that was good for about 20 yards. Yeah. Got a lot of single digits in the offense. Got what? Penix wears 9. Kyle Pitts wears 8. Bijan Robinson wears 7. Got Darnell Mooney out there wearing 1. Drake London wears 5. Single digit numbers, man. They're all kinds of fashionable these days, I guess. So it's 1st and 20. 49ers getting some help with some blatant holding and cheating by the Atlanta Falcons. Bijan has to roll off a little contact right there, picks up a couple more. But 49ers do a good job on defending the run on first down there on 2nd and very long. By the way, we've already got 9 supers in. I haven't even gotten into a single super yet. We get 50 tonight. There will be bottle tugs. I mean, why not? It's a Sunday night. I'm not going anywhere. Falcons on 2nd and 13 pick up about 11 of it to London. He's big, man. He's a big guy. Third down. 3rd and 3. Again, this is just, how would you like your Bijan Robinson? You want to use his legs here? Do you want to use his hands here? Guy's an offensive coordinator dream and a defensive coordinator nightmare. Oh, yeah. He's orbiting all around Penix. Just eye candy. Again, Bijan Robinson just moving all around in motion, not even involved with the play. He's just out there, maximum eye candy, little quick slant to Pitts. By the way, Renardo Green played that perfectly. Still, 1st down Falcons. All right, Falcons here, another 1st down. They're approaching 50. 49ers will make a tackle, though, right at contact. Drake London, again, they got to come up. They got to make tackles tonight. Looked like Tatum Bethune was right in the middle of that. Pinnock and Bethune in on that tackle. Look at Fred Warner just lamping up in his sweats, the wife beater. He's got the wheelie in the back. He's got the foot up resting. I hope Fred gains 15 pounds eating nothing but cheese and meat. Seriously. You deserve get your months off, Fred. I'm sure you're going to be in great shape when you come on back. You go ahead, you put on your rehab Fat Boy 15, eat well. Man, Fred Warner is going to be missed this year. What a great guy. What a great football player. Are they talking about how Bijan Robinson and Christian McCaffrey were workout buddies in the offseason? They were. Penix got all spun around on that one, flips it out of bounds, gets it out of harm's way. He ate that play. Smart idea. So a good decision there from Penix. That was going nowhere fast. Again, thank you so much. Thank you so very much for being here. We are talking 49er football. We're talking Sunday night football. And thanks to Fuji Simeon's first super of the night. He wants me talking about Indiana football. And all I can tell you is that there have been 36 winning seasons in 127 years of Indiana football. There's going to be another winning season, and we're the number 2 team in the country for the first time in school history. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Fuji again says Kurt and Brock both had amazing 19-game runs. Indeed. Hopefully Brock's run and Kurt run not over. 49ers are going to have 2 blue tents set up here tonight. I hope not. I hope it's not a volume injury game. It's been a volume injury season, but thank you very, very much, Vince Vargas, for coming in with a super here tonight. 3rd and 2 for the Falcons up top here. Another big down early on. 3rd and 2. Falcons just across the 40-yard line. Bijan's got it. 49ers defense meets Robinson kind of right at the line of scrimmage. This is going to be spot of the football. This could be short. No, man, referee's coming on in here. The guy who had the worst angle on it is saying it's a first down. If you're behind the play, you don't know if that's a first down or not. You got to be coming down the line of scrimmage to know if that's a first down. I need a side judge, not the referee behind the play. He doesn't know where that ball was. It's probably a first down. It was a first down. Okay. No blue tents, please. Penix under some pressure. He's escaping. Using his legs. Gets out. Throws it. Just flicks that wrist. But it is an incomplete pass. Flag on the play. Where's that flag coming? That flag could be holding. That flag could be defensive holding. That flag, I saw a Falcon get up saying it's a face mask. Oh, we got an ineligible receiver downfield. Atlanta, cheating. By the way, let's go. Thank you very much, Bree Tucker. Appreciate you being here tonight. My man, Barry, oh, snap. Here you go, Fuji Simeon. I'll see you 4. I'll raise you 4 more. Look at that, boys, putting it in the ganja jar tonight. $10 spot coming from Memphis. Love you guys. Thank you very, very much. Big tackle right there. Shoot that gap, D. Winters. D. Winters just shot that play down. Very nice play by him. Fuji coming in again. Rob C. Barry, I'm not worthy. Look at this. Look at the love in here. We got supers being traded in between viewers and members of the family. Does Mike McDaniel get fired tomorrow, Fuji? He might. That is how bad the Dolphins looked. They weren't just 1-6, like 1-6 on the scoreboard. They were 1-6 on the scoreboard, but 0-7 on the field today. They were just awful. I'll tell you, I don't know if Pete Carroll's going to last the entire year in Las Vegas. Good God. That was one of the most limp performances you've ever seen on a football field. What the Raiders gave you today was like 35 plays of offense. It was pathetic. That's the nice thing about the Niners playing in the late Sunday window. Oh, my God. They play Sunday night football. I can watch all the football all day long. I saw everything today. It's almost like a bye week. Aloha, Bruce. Great to see you as usual. Bang, bang, Mr. 33 degrees. Great to see you. Thank you. Jorge Luis Sotelo, that offensive line, was not the great start of the game for Dominic Booney. That's for sure. Got my man Gary Souza coming in here, just sprinkling 5 on it. Nothing to say. Thank you very much, Gary. Iceman coming through. You guys think Salah dyes his beard? No, Salah. I've seen Salah. Let's take a little look. That's the thing. A man whose hair isn't around up top to turn gray doesn't mean that he's dying. I mean, just because you're bald doesn't mean you're going to be gray and bald. I don't think Salah's dyeing his hair. Salah's still relatively a young guy. I mean, he really is. Penix, again, on first down, just throws one away on a screen that did not develop the way that Atlanta exactly drew it up. Looked like Tatum Bethune is standing on the sideline. If something happened to Tatum Bethune, better not. Or are they just giving like a a little profile on Tatum Bethune. Yeah, okay. This young man needs to have a big game tonight, and he can't get hurt. Good God. But I don't think Salah dyes his beard. Thank you very much. It's those hard-hitting questions that people keep on coming back for here. I appreciate everyone in the chat being here. I appreciate your supers. I appreciate you just hanging out. I appreciate you hitting like and subscribe, my good friends. We're trying to get to, look, it's real simple. We're trying to get to 48,000 subs here tonight. That's where we're looking to go. 48,000. Help me get there tonight. Third and 1. 49ers continue to dial up third down. Hard to get off the field, though, on third down against an offense this good on a yard that short. Brett just coming in, splashing $10 in the pot. Thank you so much, Brett. I appreciate that. Brent Herrick. First down, Falcons, who picked it up on the ground. This might be a tough game to watch. No trenches. Look, you got two teams. Well, Atlanta runs the football very well. The 49ers are the ones that do not. 49ers defensively, again, this is a big game tonight for those defensive tackles. It's a big game tonight for the 49ers up front. It's a big game for Jordan Elliott and Alfred Collins and CJ West. These guys have to play thick boy football. They do. They can't. It's not. Fred Warner's not there running in like a waiter getting the crumbs off your table. Oh, did you make a mess while you were eating? Don't worry. I'm the greatest waiter in the world. I'll just clean it up for you. Greatest waiter in the world has his foot up eating shrimp cocktail in a luxury box tonight. Unfortunately, Fred is unavailable for service. So the 49ers going to have to make sure that food comes out right up front. Our house DJ. Great to see you, Jude. D. Bruce, who the fuck's going to get this win? What's your final score? So we don't do predictions very often here. We're not like a let me tell you what the final score is going to be type of. I haven't been that guy in my career. Let me tell you what's going to happen here tonight. But I kind of think I know how this plays out a little bit. And, if the 49ers find success in the red zone, the score could be a lot more than you think. If they don't find that success, it's going to be less than you think. I look at all that. I just think of what's the way it all looks. Let me show you what I did in terms of, since we're in a little commercial break right now, just drop a little sleeper on you here. First of all, we're very proud to be a partner with Sleeper, the fastest growing fantasy application in the world. You can chat with a group, you can run season-long fantasy leagues, and you can start those player parlays with your overs, your unders. And when you play on Sleeper right now, you get $100 deposit match up to $100 when you use promo code Damon. You get a free 20 just going on play. You got 2 Monday night football games coming up tomorrow night. Go ahead, use that free 20 just waiting for you there on Sleeper. My plays tonight are as follows. By the way, Sleeper does these promos where it increases your multiplier, just gives you a free pick. I've already hit one of them. Mac Jones over a half receiving, or over a half throwing the ball tonight. Over a half passing yards. He's already hit it. That's already in the barn. I got Mac Jones with over 1.5 touchdowns. I need 2 touchdown passes from Mac Jones tonight. Bijan Robinson, 123.5 combined yards from scrimmage. I think he's got that as an over tonight. And a Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdown. That's what I've got on my Sleeper 4-way. Again, one of those is a free toss-in, already in the barn. Mac Jones has already shattered half a receiving yard for tonight. But that's my sleeper pick, and I'm telling you, it's an awful lot of fun. Obviously, be responsible when you're in the world that is that space. But thank you very, very much for being here, hanging out with us. Thanks for eating at Ike's. Thanks for drinking at the Dubliner West Portal. And thank you for checking out Sleeper. It is 2nd and 7 for the Falcons. 49ers, they shot Malik Mustafa through the gap there, but they didn't make the tackle, but he forced that play a little bit outside, interrupted it. I mean, feel free to fire yourself at that guy. And Malik Mustafa was just coming in. He didn't expect the running back to be on him that fast. What a cut from Bijan, man. I mean, that guy just whoop. He's a special young player. He really is. Now it looks like he's wide. He's lined up out wide. 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4, and Penix is under pressure and taken down. A sack for the 49ers defense. How about that? Look at that pressure. Just the pocket came in and caved, and the 49ers. Is that Aquino who got there? It is. It is. I'll tell you, Bryce Huff was coming from the other side, too. That was a really, really nice effort by the 49ers DNs right there. Aquino got him. And it is field goal time. Nice job bending, not breaking there. Falcons are up. First on the board, 3-0. And as you all know, we have ourselves a state-of-the-art score bug that we're very, very proud of. I mean, it is just something else. Hold on. Falcons 3, 49ers Nunca, save. You know my name. Hi, I'm Damon. You don't need that anymore. Here you go. Falcons 3, 49ers Nunca. And I'll agree with this right here. Kyle time. All right, Kyle, what do you got? It's time to dial something up right here, right now. What do you got? An early on answer here? Good teams love to answer. Good teams love to answer. Let's see what Kyle's got right here. Thank you very much. We got, what do we got? Kinipa 22. Keep up the great work. Well, I thank you very, very much. Very good question here from Mr. 33 Degrees. Damon, do you dye your beard white? I sure do. You know, the last thing I wanted was to confuse anybody with any sort of concept of the youthful enthusiasm that I still present. So I wanted to actually look older than I am. I dye it all white. I had jet brown, everything. Little auburn hues here, but yeah, I took it white. Remember interceptions? Those were fun. I do, Ryan. I do remember interceptions, but I don't think, if I'm correct, if I go back through the history books, I don't believe a San Francisco 49er has ever intercepted a pass in any football game the franchise has ever played. I don't believe the 49ers know what an interception is. Maybe I'll see one tonight to prove that I'm wrong. I mean, go ahead. If there has been an interception in 49ers history, show me one more. Double your franchise interception total to 2 all time with just one tonight. That would be incredible. That would be amazing. You could even tell your kids, your grandkids, that you were there to see the first ever interception the 49ers ever made as a franchise. I remember. Here's my man. By the way, we even got a horn section. That's how cool my show is. Rick, Mighty Bone Feliciano. Where are you playing tonight, Rick? Well, hopefully you're not playing tonight. Hopefully you get to watch the Niners, but I'm sure you were blowing steel somewhere in the city this weekend, big man. Always great to have you here. And yeah, we're almost at 48,000. Please hit like and subscribe. Jake Moody is God. He is a cornerstone of the Chicago Bears franchise. I mean, it's Butkus, it's Peyton, it's Sayers, it's Singletary, it's Moody. The pillars of Chicago Bears football. Bears have won 4 in a row for the first time in a long time. All righty. What do you got, Mac, on 1st and 10? He's got an incomplete pass over the middle. He was looking for George Kittle, though. Of course, he's getting up. He gets hit like every time he throws the ball. You can even see it on Mac Jones's face there. He's like, man, I'm getting hit every single time I throw a football. Luke Farrell got beat there. No. That came up the middle. Luke Farrell did his job. That came up the middle. McCaffrey on 2nd and 10 is going to push that pile forward about 7 yards. God bless him, man. He's a hard runner. I mean, he got touched at the line of scrimmage. He still moved that pile 6-7 yards. Could be worse. The 49ers could not have a kicker. You're right about that. I mean, here's the thing. You can tell all the Jake Moody jokes you want because you got a player in that is better than him. I mean, Eddie Piñeiro's been perfect in a 49er uniform. You can't ask for more than that. It's just that simple. Kicker makes kicks. He can stick around for a really long time. Kicker miss kicks. Kicker got to go. That's how it works. No surprise. And Thomas, you are right. Brendel doing his thing out there. Jake Brendel's going to get everybody killed. Really nice pickup across the middle by Juwan Jennings, giving the 49ers a 1st and 10 just over their own 50, over the 50-yard line into Falcons territory. About 3-4 yard carry on 1st down up the middle from Christian McCaffrey right there. But yeah, Jake Brendel doing his thing. By the way, we just hit over 200 and 250 people watching on YouTube, over 550 all in on YouTube, Twitch, and oh my goodness, we are on the Twitters too. But yeah, we put it up on Twitch tonight. I always like to go and see how many people watch the show on Twitch and be like, oh, 4 people watched over there. That's awesome. But why not? Why not? We'll see if it picks back up for our 4-person Twitch audience. Hey, I mean, we crossed 35 million views. We've got 4 more on Twitch. We'll be at 35 million 4, baby. All right, so it is 1st and 10. 49ers getting a little bit more out of their running game this evening than we have seen in previous afternoons, mornings, and evenings so far this season. I mean, hold your breath. Hold your breath. The 49ers are averaging 7 yards per rushing attempt so far in this game. It's incredible. Oh, that ball got tipped up by Juwan Jennings, whose hands were terrible, and he batted it right into the hands, and the 49ers suffered a turnover right there, and that was not on Mac Jones. That was Juwan Jennings' fault. 100% on Juwan Jennings. He just played patty cake with a football, and volleyball just bump set spiked it right to, who is that? Who is that? 55. Yeah. Caden Elias. Interception. All Juwan Jennings' fault. Juwan Jennings he's sort of wearing out his welcome a little earlier than anyone thought. 3rd and Juwan ain't happening as much as him not playing or really affecting a game is happening, or on that particular play, negatively affecting a game. Broken ribs or not, dude, catch a football. Well, I really, really thought that, how do the 49ers win tonight? Playing turnover-free football. That thought has now gone out the window. So hopefully I am wrong about that. But this is where, you can find yourself in trouble time here if the Falcons come on down and just like that, it's a 2-possession game. You're down 10 at home against an offense and a defense that good. You don't want to be there. So this is very, very big. Very big defensive possession coming up early in this game. And Ryan just wants everyone to know, I should clarify, I remember 49er interceptions. Yes, when you were talking about interceptions, that's what I did think you meant. Thank you for clarifying, though, and certainly appreciate the super very much, Ryan. Thank you. But God, yeah, that was not exactly what the 49ers needed at all right there. Just moving into scoring drive. I mean, they were in Eddie Pinheiro range. Getting into it anyways. Again, when this live stream started exactly 46 minutes ago, we said that, tackling is key in this game. I think the 49ers have done a nice job tackling so far. I think they have met their man pretty much where their man has caught the football. So they've done a good job defensively already in this game. Winning a turnover battle, I thought that was a mandatory thing in this game. Again, they're going to have to play. You didn't meet Damon Bruce's mandatories football. You can win a football game by losing a turnover football battle, but the odds never suggest that's an easy thing to do. So they've already broken a major rule here tonight. Again, we don't know what the turnover battle in this game will be. 49ers defense forced 2. Guess what? You've won a turnover battle even though you were the first to do it. Now I'm asking for 2 turnovers for a team that has not intercepted a football yet this football season and has not intercepted a football going back many, 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 many football games. And historically now, a team that hasn't picked off it's been like a regular season of football almost that the 49ers have not had an interception. Okay, so a flag just came in on Diamador Lenore, and it looked like he played perfect defense on that ball right there. There must have been some hand fighting that before, he came into the frame here. Let's see. Diamador's got a hand there. Yeah, grabbed a little part of that front jersey. That will get pass interference when the ball's in the air. I mean, you'll see a lot worse not get called, but yeah, I mean, I understand why Diamador's like, come on, man, what do you want? That is a by the book, yes, pass interference, but that also happens every play in football. That's a tough flag on Diamador. It's 1st and 10 for the Falcons at midfield. Penix looked to load one up there and then decides to check it down and throws behind Bijan Robinson. That was a young in his career quarterback play from Michael Penix Jr. right there. He wanted to throw the ball a mile. When he didn't, he took a check down, was pissed, and threw it too far behind Bijan Robinson and out of bounds altogether. Second and 10. Penix gets flushed into the pocket or outside the pocket And Bethune, hopefully there'll be no flag there. No, yeah, there's no, I don't think so. Yeah, he touched Penix out of bounds, but he didn't shove him. No roughing. You had your Jake Matthews, the Falcons left tackle, who has made more consecutive starts in football than anyone in the NFL, eating every 49ers defensive end's lunch right there. Nice little montage. 49ers sent pressure. Pressure did affect the throw, and it is an incomplete 4th and 7. Nice blitz dialed up right there by Robert Saleh. Sent Chase Lucas from the outside. Nice blitz. There you go. Don't tell me those preseason games don't matter. This is the same blitz that Chase made in the preseason. There you go. Robert Saleh got the 49ers off the field right there on 3rd down. Nice play. Nice call. Nice execution. Defense just could not be asking for more so far. Defensively, you could not be asking your defense for much more, and it's time for the 49ers offense to thank this defense for starting this game so well. Again, we got 25 Falcons plays for 82 total yards, 3.3 yards per play, 51 yards passing, 31 rushing yards. Again, the Falcons have not been impressive offensively at all. The 49ers have made those tackles where they've needed to happen so far in this game. So now, Kyle Shanahan, go get some points. Say thank you to Robert Saleh. Go get your points. Get some. Barry, got grandkids, no worries. 49ers are going to be okay. The grandkid. How are you? Dude, Barry, I've seen pictures of you. How are you old enough to have grandkids, man? Although technically I realize I am now officially old enough to have grandkids. I got a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old. So I decided to wait until I was grandfather age to even start. All right. So again, just looking at where the 49ers are so far, they're exactly where they need to be in this football game. I mean, I have not liked the fact that they haven't scored a point here, but their offense was moving until they just turned it over. Their running game has shown more life tonight than it has in any other game, just on the per carries you've seen here through the first quarter and a half of football. Do you like what you see out of the running game so far tonight? Yeah. I haven't said that yet this season. So off to a better start there offensively. Juwan Jennings not having a patty cake turnover to a linebacker would be fantastic. So we'll see if Juwan Jennings can do that for the 49ers here on this drive. But you know, nothing is really materialized in this game yet. No one's got any feel for it. We're still trading some jabs. Right guard tonight for your San Francisco 49ers is Dominic Pooney. Connor Colby is in at left guard. And Jake Brendel is your, are we sure he's good enough to do this? Barry wants to say something like a touchdown equals a bottle pull. I mean, I don't know if you can I think we got some parameters already here. 50 supers will be a bottle pull. But yeah, you know, if there's a touchdown and it's McCaffrey and that's my, you know, if it's a super clincher, yeah, we'll be good. And we'll probably do a pull because that's what we do. You know me too well, Barry. Chua says, Damon, I think Juwan Jennings needs to be traded at the trade deadline. Here's the thing. There isn't enough The Niners are in beggars can't be choosers mode. And position of wide receiver is one of those positions. They can't be saying goodbye to anybody when they haven't even said hello yet to Jordan Watkins or Jacob Cowing, or, Ricky Pearsall hasn't showed that he's going to can play every week of a football season type of player, with Kittle just back from a 5-week hammy injury. You can't be saying goodbye to anybody that can get the job done more often than not. It sucks that Juwan Jennings is not impressive so far this year, and certainly wasn't impressive when he had a patty cake interception coughed up there, but he's not going anywhere. But I will tell you that Christian McCaffrey just had another good run right up the middle for a first down, and a running game is springing to life just a little against a very good Atlanta Falcons defense. 8 carries and 66 yards already for Christian McCaffrey. Again, he's been 2.9 all season long, like the worst average of his career. Now Brian Robinson gets a carry right up the middle and goes nowhere. Uh-oh. Barry had some lifetime moments here today. The grandkids are sad. We had to put down one of the cats. It's tough, man. That's tough. Kid for the first time sees a family member lost because cats and dogs become family members. That's tough. Sorry, Barry. You know what? I'll tell you what, Barry. We won't even wait till we don't have much liquor here tonight, and I do have a big Monday tomorrow. We're not getting one on tonight. But I tell you, for a little kitty cat in Memphis who ain't here no more, here's the pickles. I'm sure you're going to tell me what your cat's name was there, Barry, but I call all unknown cats Mr. Pickles. R.I.P. cat. There we go. We don't even need to know the name of the cat. Here's the thing. If we were there, we probably wouldn't even get a greeting from the cats. We don't even need to know the cat's name. Love it. There you go. Wait a minute. So Brendel is down. Was Brendel the player down there? I saw a player on the knee as we started talking about cats. Jake Brendel being down. I'm not going to say anything rude or obnoxious like that's a good thing for the 49ers or anything like that. But how down is he, and who comes in next, and will I be able to evaluate whether or not that player might be better at it than Jake Brendel? And should they be better at it than Jake Brendel, could that player maybe get that job? I'm just thinking out loud. Like, that's kind of how football teams work sometimes. Guys entrenched. No one wants to lose their job due to an injury or anything like that. But improving the center position, they insist as much as they start Jake Brendel and they have him play every snap as this team center, that there's no one better than he. What if they're wrong about that? And what if we find out about that here tonight? Tiberius. Man, that's a really uppity cat name. Or is it like wasn't that it's a Star Trek thing, isn't it? Are you a Trekkie guy? Is that how that works? Thank you very much, Barry. Tiberius, rest in peace. Or, as he's also known on the show, Thomas is saying, how about a touchdown here for Mr. Pickles? By the way, is Brendel still in the game? I don't have anybody's Twitter handle open here. Matt Mayoka already said that we got somebody else in there. Did they say? By the way, yeah, we have confirmation. Tiberius, that is Captain Kirk's middle name. 3rd and 4, more importantly. 3rd and 4, Kittle from the wideout, flexes in motion, comes in and makes a big block that springs McCaffrey for a first down plus. How is George Kittle springing McCaffrey open? Part of a well-designed play there. I think that Kyle was already thinking I'm in 2-down territory, so we're going to run it here on 3rd, and we're going to go for it on 4th. But he's not going to have to, because that was just designed and executed very, very well. Again, offensive line playing a little bit better here tonight. By the way, am I looking at Brendel at center? I can't tell. No. Excuse me, that was Connor Colby who was out, not Brendel. That's what I think I just heard Mike Tirico say that. So that was Connor Colby who was down. Either way, it looks like all are out there. Hennessy. No, wait a minute. Hennessy's in at center now. Okay. So Hennessy is out there. Almost feel like we need to do another bottle pull on that alone, right? A run up the middle by Robinson. Picks up 3. Oh, Hen, I see. Look at that. Do I have any Hennessy, Damon? I do not have any Hennessy upstairs. There was a bottle that our Hennessy bottle was out a while ago, and then all the whiskey that's kind of come in, and then I'm not a big Hennessy guy, but we did have a bottle up there. It is gone. Oh, look at Iceman. Just wanting you to know that Tiberius, Roman Emperor. We got a very, very well-heeled, well-educated crowd here on the Plus. That's why we got over 300 people watching on YouTube alone, nearly 700 across all platforms. That Twitch decision coming in huge for us tonight. We're on Twitch and on X or Twitter as well. I'll never be comfortable calling it X. We got a toss to McCaffrey, who looks like he's in trouble on this one. Yeah. That was not going anywhere fast. McCaffrey's going to get stopped for a loss right there. There's the Niner running game that we've come to know and love this year. DeMarcus Robinson he's not in the good graces of Kyle Shanahan, and that's pretty obvious so far. He is not being used nearly in the type of fashion that I thought that we would see him since returning from his suspension. I thought he was going to be much more highly involved. He and Ricky Pearsall were so far and away the best wide receivers they had all training camp and all off season. And we haven't seen much of Ricky due to injury, and we haven't seen much of Robinson at all. And just like that, I'll say this about the first half. The Niners haven't looked particularly good, haven't looked particularly bad, but you're not going to have to look at this first half for particularly long, because we are already at the 2-minute warning. I mean, that is cooking. We're an hour and 3 minutes into our live stream, and we're already at the 2-minute warning. So thanks again to everybody for being here. Really, truly appreciate you being here. Again, the goal is to get this channel, which just this weekend eclipsed 35 million lifetime views and 1 million man hours watched. What a time suck on society. I'm proud of that. Thank you so much for watching. It means an awful lot. Thank you for hitting that like button. Thank you for hitting subscribe. I mean, we could be at 48,000 subs here tonight. We just need, 37 of you to lean in to that subscription. 37 of you who are not subscribing right now decide to become subscribers tonight. My gosh, we'll be at 48,000 and closer to our goal of 50,000 by the bye week. Help me get there if you would, please. We want to, as always, say thank you so much to our sponsors. I'm telling you, our sponsors just mean so much, and you will find out how delicious one of my sponsors is as soon as you decide to make it a part of your life. This is what I look like as a sandwich. By the way, I see that subscription count going up a little, ticking up. Thank you so very much. But this is what I look like as a sandwich. I'm a lot better to look at as a sandwich than I am a human being. I mean, look at that. Me, I'm a face in the crowd. That stands out. Go to Ike's. Get yourself a Damon Bruce. I am delicious. I got onion rings on me. You want me on Dutch Crunch? You go right ahead. I'm more of a French bread guy myself. No tomatoes. I don't want to wet up my sandwich, especially with my crunchy onion rings. I think I know how to order a Damon Bruce even better than that sandwich is presented in that picture, but it's a sexy son bitch no matter what. Get yourself to Ike's. I am delicious. Get yourself to the Dubliner. Have yourself a cocktail. Have yourself the best Guinness in all of San Francisco. The Dubliner West Portal. Muni picks you up, drops you off right out front. Love you guys. Kenny and John, thank you so much for supporting as always. And let me tell you, we are also brought to you by Sleeper this year. Sleeper is America's fastest growing fantasy site. It is the fastest growing site you're going to find out there where you can start hitting overs and unders. And right now, not only do you get a $100 deposit match up to $100 the first time you make that deposit and use promo code Damon by using the link that's in the description of this video. We got a 3rd and 4 here now for the 49ers. We will continue our Sleeper promo after this play. We've got Mac Jones rolling, finding Christian McCaffrey underneath, who gets McCaffrey down to the 1. McCaffrey almost got that bad boy in. That was almost a passing touchdown. And since we're talking about Sleeper, let me tell you where I'm at tonight. So I got a free pick, Mac Jones, over a half passing yard. Already hit, baby. No doubt about it. Bijan Robinson tracking to more than 123 and a half combined yards tonight. I need Mac Jones with 2 touchdown passes, more than 1.5 anyway. And I need Christian McCaffrey with an anytime touchdown. I almost ticked 2 boxes off right there on that play, which was a great play to set up the 49ers here with they are less than a yard away from pay dirt. 1st and goal from the 9-inch line. Are the 49ers going to try to play some bully ball, run it in the middle? They do. Christian McCaffrey up the middle, the 2nd rushing touchdown of the season for the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey puts the Niners out front 7-0. By the way, the Niners will be getting the ball to start the second half in this one. So, defense, do your job. Falcons have 2 timeouts, but the 49ers go in front. I think we said we would take a little pull for the first touchdown of the night and 50 supers. I have a feeling those 50 are coming in. You seem like a generous crowd here tonight. Everything Eddie Pinheiro looks at, he puts through the uprights. Eddie Pinheiro, that goes through. 7-3. By the way, I typed 49ers 7-3, and I think I put it up there. I would not do that when Jake Moody was the kicker. I would not just assume, touchdown, 7 points, Niners, when Jake Moody was the kicker. I just assumed. What a luxury item, again, to have. Again, a bottle pull for the touchdown. You got one. Thank you, Barry. Thank you for the supers. Thank you to Whiskey. Love you, Whiskey. Love you, supers. So again, this one is not sexy. This is not a razzle-dazzle evening of football so far tonight. I don't know how much America is being entertained by this one, but I really don't care. And if you are a 49ers fan, you are officially here for no portion of the beauty contest right now. Your girlfriend isn't pretty enough to be entering in any beauty contest right now, okay? The 49ers aren't here for style points. It's just about stacking wins against a soft schedule until your team gets healthy enough to play. And we all know that getting healthy enough to play at no particular time will involve Fred Warner or Nick Bosa again. And that feels like you're probably bunking your head on the ceiling of no matter how good you thought this might be, hard to imagine it's your year without either of those guys. But there is a November 4th trade deadline. There is an NFL that I'm looking at right now, and we will get into what this league looked like when we get to halftime today, that screams there is no reason to be giving up on anything if you're the San Francisco 49ers. Greatness ain't coming down the highway in the NFL this year. There are a handful of really good teams. There are a handful of really bad teams, and there is a whole bunch of you guys don't matter in the middle. And every single one of those you guys who don't matter in the middle can come up and beat any single one of those really good teams any day of the season, because there ain't a great team out there. Not one. Not one. There is not greatness in this league this year. That means a pretty good team is going to win the Super Bowl. The 49ers could be, even in their current circumstances, and technically with their 4-2 record, fit the definition right now of pretty good football team. A pretty good football team that had a pregame montage using a football with Band-Aids all over it to represent who this team really is this year. I mean, you're this. This should be the team's logo so far this year. And you're still a pretty good football team. All you got to do is be a pretty good football team to win a Super Bowl this year. Any team that's in the postseason is going to have a shot. So just get there and see what happens. If you keep on winning, I think you might get more aggressive at this trade deadline. I don't want to give up too many future assets. I have, a very, steely-eyed, realistic expectation of where this year goes. It's not pinging hard Super Bowl. But, should you reach that game, you would have the ultimate home field advantage. So, it's not pinging, not Super Bowl yet. There's no reason to give up on anything yet, is what this whole weekend of football screamed at the 49ers. Michael Penix is going to toss one out for a first down on 2nd and 6. Ball also goes out of bounds to stop the clock. 92 seconds remaining in the half. Bend don't break is the name of the game for this defense right here and now. Fuji coming in saying, just got reminded the 49ers bye week is 14. Yeah, we're 2 months away from the bye week. There's a lot of football left to play. And there ain't a great running back. There ain't a great team out there. I'm looking at Bijan Robinson, and I almost said great running back. We got great running backs in this game tonight. But there ain't a great football team out there. And Bryce Huff, by the way, just sacked the quarterback, and there might have been a fumble right there. Bryce Huff just caused a fumble. Strip sack, Bryce Huff right there. Boom. Robert Saleh's got to be happy with that. There was nothing exotic on that. That looked like 4 got there. That was just straight up, we're rushing 4. Bryce Huff, big turnover right there. I mean, Bryce Huff just absolutely dusted that tackle. Just ran right around him, and Michael Penix didn't feel him until it was too late. That ball came loose right away, and it was scooped up by the 49ers. Wow. So this now takes a first half that has been very workmanlike and businesslike and turns it into something that all of a sudden could be very special, with no real separation in this game at all. And by the way, the Niners did just pull even in that turnover column. With no real separation in this game to be seen, the 49ers have the ball on their own 40-yard line, on Atlanta's 40-yard line, and are in great shape to have what Kyle loves to call that wraparound score. Kendrick Bourne plucks one right out of the air. Nice hands there. Nice little pick right off of the tip of his own face mask. Jake Brendel's been ruled out for the remainder of this game. So, Matt Hennessy, it's your game at center, brother. Let's see what you do. Again, a full game to evaluate someone else against a pretty good defense. Okay, I like that. All right, 3rd and 6. 50 seconds. Niners have all 3 timeouts. So stopping the clock and where they are in the field right now, time is not an issue. You just want to drain as much clock. You want a first down right here. First down right here. Mack is feeling it from the corner. That ball is out. That ball is live and fumbled. And it looks like Connor Colby is the person who plucked it out of the air. And 4th down is coming up. And that was nearly a freaking disaster as Matt Hennessy, or excuse me, Colton McKivitz just got beaten like a drum on that rep, I believe. Let me see this one again. What the hell was that? Connor Colby with maybe one of the biggest catches of the night. Okay, so McKivitz just gets absolutely blown up right there. And yeah, that ball was pinging around like it was in a pinball machine. And Connor Colby ends up catching it. And that, look, I mean, you can't tell me he's an ineligible receiver. That ball was that ball was tipped and all bouncing all around. All right, nothing easy here in football. They're taking a look at this one again. So again, that ball is absolutely no. That ball, that is a pass. That is not a fumble. That ball was out. That is a pass. This is going to be this is going to be reviewed here. I guess Atlanta called for the review. Again, if that's not a pass, I'm going to need to go to some NFL symposium to describe to me. I mean, it didn't even look like that was going to be a fumble in real time. Yeah, and once that ball is tipped by anybody, once any Falcon gets an eyelash on that ball, Connor Colby can get his hands on it too. So we got Jude here saying what? Looked like he was trying to pull the ball in. What are you giving me, tuck rule? Don't you be trying to give me any tuck rule on this. And by the way, we know tuck rules ain't fumbles, right? I mean, we're still in commercial break here, but that's just got to be. By the way, remember, it feels like now 15 minutes ago, I said this first half is flying. The NFL finds a way to grind it to a nub, I swear to God, to get their commercial inventory in. You think I jinxed it? All right. Now you made me think that I wasn't. Okay, here we go. Sack fumble? Wait, they're saying that's a sack fumble? The ball didn't come out of his hand. I mean, did the ball move a little bit in his hand? Yeah, he might have tipped the ball a little bit, but he still threw it. Oh, no. Okay, so the 49ers still got the ball. Okay, good. Okay, good. So for a second there, I thought that was going to be Falcons ball. You're going to say it was a strip. No, it's 49ers ball. Oh, did they call it strip sack on the field? Is that the original thing? Because I don't have the audio up on in here. Sorry. So I don't know what they called originally there on the field. Yeah, that was a forward pass. Like I said. There you go. Again, I'm the world's best replay official at all times. 55-yard. Can Pinheiro keep it clean? He's been perfect ever since. And this is just right down the middle. And this guy's absolute money. And that's why you never draft a kicker in the third round. Not never. Don't you ever do that. Something that stupid again. All right. Well, it's not going to be 14-3 at the end of the first half, but it is 10-3 now because the 49ers get 3 out of the turnover forced by Bryce Huff. By the way, I need a 49er win. I can't handle the LA Dodgers fans. Yeah, Fuji, man, print the T-shirts. They're about to win it all. They're about to go back to back. The team band is the guys from the Revolutionary War. Well, the Patriots literally had guys from the Revolutionary War there. But thank you very much. What is it? Ernest Sire. Fuji again. Just got reminded the 49ers are on. Oh, we already did that. Fuji. Thank you. By the way, we got 30 supers already tonight. So thank you very much for being generous there. We've got nearly 350 people on YouTube watching, 800 across all platforms. So here we go. Halftime's coming up, which means our audience is about to grow. It is wonderful to have you here. Thanks so much for hitting like and subscribe. Again, we're trying to get to 50,000 by the bye week, but I want it to be 48,000 a night. Can we get to 48,000 subs tonight? Can you get me there? I can't get myself there. I'm going to need you to get me there. By the way, a little landing zone problem for Atlanta. Nice special teams coverage all the way around. Whenever it is special teams time, it is officially scary time for the 49ers. Nothing to be scared about right there. Nothing to be scared about right there. All right, just get off the field here. Just get this thing to halftime as fast as humanly possible. 32 seconds. Atlanta's only got one timeout, but Michael Penix can throw this ball to Gilroy. He does have that arm. I mean, if you're the Falcons, you got to take one big shot here just once or twice just because you can. They're going to do a little, underneath. Let's buy 15 yards here and then set my guy up for a big play downtown. So, nice offensive choice there by Atlanta. Again, the middle of the field isn't anywhere Penix. Well, I mean, here's the thing. You still got time to operate in the middle of the field here with 25 seconds. But Penix goes down. Oh, my goodness. Not only does he make not only does Penix complete this pass to Darnell Mooney, Mooney then nearly evades being tackled, and now Atlanta is sitting right there happily in field goal territory, and Penix is going to be able to attack this end zone with one or two punches before the end of this half. Darrell Luter Jr. gave it up right there, man. Darrell Luter Jr., terrible rep. Not good. Wrong time. Man. Hand banana, I'm going to jump on this in a second too, because Kyle had, all of his timeouts and he threw it 3 times. Before Mac Jones's near fumble wasn't a fumble, replay got that right, happened. But why are you got a running game that's actually doing something tonight. Feel free to cook a little clock, Kyle. Yeah, see, here it's coming in. We got some ball knowers in here saying just had the ball on the Falcons 40 with 3 timeouts, and Lord Genius Shanahan called 3 passes. Yeah, it's one of those really. But, I've also said this week, it's time to almost abandon a running game and go full on Texas Tech. But tonight is the night the running game is working. So it is an interesting choice, to say the least. Oh, we got some intentional grounding here on Michael Penix Jr. Okay. All right, well, that'll back things up a little bit. Wait a minute. But that's also going to come with a 10-second runoff. Are you telling me that Penix just got called for intentional grounding, is going to have a 10-second runoff here, and that's going to get this team to halftime? Penix, yeah, I mean, he was in the tackle box for sure. Oh, my man, that is a young quarterback mistake. Before you tell me there's a guy who went to Indiana, I'm going to tell you that got developed at Washington right there. Wow, do the 49ers catch a break right there with a Michael Penix young quarterback mistake. Wow, it is. Oh, wait, I never even changed the score. God damn it. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. How am I going to disrespect Eddie Piñeiro's effort like that? It is 10-3 49ers over the Falcons here at halftime, and Michael Penix Jr. getting called for an intentional grounding is one of the best defensive plays that the 49ers are going to make all night long that prevented a very makeable field goal from being attempted. So the Niners get a little bit lucky. How about that? You don't say that very often this year. A 10-3 halftime lead in a football game where you got two heavyweights just kind of trading punches in the middle of the ring here. Not a lot of scoring, not a lot of razzle-dazzle, not a lot of scoring. I mean, there's some meat and potatoes footballs happening out there. And the 49ers, they like games like that. I don't know if they're built to play 4 quarters through the way that they're always banged up. But meat and potatoes being served when George Kittle's back in the kitchen is something we hoped would happen, and that is what's happening. Just look at some stats. Let me bring up the screen. Let's share this bad boy so you can enjoy it too. Hold on. Where are the... I want to share this screen. I want to share this screen right here. Okay. So, 167 yards against the best yardage defense in football. Ain't bad at all for a half of football. The thing that I'm circling right here is 100 rushing yards. Who would have ever thought that the 49ers would have 100 rushing yards at half? They haven't had 100 rushing yards in a game yet this year. And only 31 rushing yards. So sand in the pants presence across this defensive line has slowed down a running game. Jordan Elliott, Alfred Collins, CJ West have done an all right job keeping everything in front of them. Tatum Bethune playing well. That has all happened so far. The chance to win that turnover battle still remains because it's a 1-1 draw right now. The chance to win that possession battle still remains. The 49ers aren't off the pace by very much at all in this game. Checking out the box. Again, Mac Jones has hardly done anything so far in this one. I'm going to need 2 touchdowns out of him for my sleepers picks to start coming in here. I need 2 touchdown passes. A Christian McCaffrey rushing touchdown is the only touchdown scored in this game so far. And he has more than met Bijan Robinson punch for punch so far in this game. Bijan Robinson, 3 catches, 20 yards, 7 carries, only 22 yards. This is a really good night on the ground so far for the 49ers, again, which makes Kyle's play calling at the end of that first half there a little bit more maddening. Michael Penix, intentional grounding, bailing Kyle out of explaining why he gave up that field goal at the end of the half. It's about where you would want the 49ers in this game. Matt Jones has been a great game manager. Mac Jones, McCorkle, I mean, outside of the fact that he, threw in. Here's the thing. The interception wasn't even his fault. Mac hasn't done much. He's not getting protected very well. He's had pressure all over him every single time he's dropped back. He hasn't played poorly, though. I'll agree with you. Never daunted. Rest in peace, Doug Martin. Yeah, man, Doug Martin was announced this evening. He passed away, very, very young man, played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He is he played at Boise State, but he's from Stockton. He was born in Oakland. He is from Stockton. He's from Northern California, and the muscle hamster is now no longer with us. I didn't see any cause. That's too bad. All I'm telling you, Michael, is that we're running a little experiment tonight that could benefit the 49ers. I'm not here to celebrate anybody's injury, but Hennessy, let's see what he's done. Brendel was playing better on a night where the running game was opening, and I'm sure that will be, something that will be brought up to defend Jake Brendel because his team tries to defend Jake Brendel at all times. But, we'll see what Hennessy looks like here tonight. We got Hack Dell coming in with a super. Thank you very much, Hack. DeMarcus Robinson on a milk carton? Like, seriously. That guy has not been to find. Thoughts of Lenore's comments on Ray McCloud? Yeah, so Ray, upset that he's no longer a Niner, talking shit now that he's a Falcon. He thinks that he got looked over by Kyle, and you know what? He might not even be wrong. I don't know. Kyle's weird about his wide receivers, full stop. I'm not going to hear begrudge Ray or Willie Snead their bad feelings about Kyle's usage of them. They didn't get used enough. Maybe it was them. Maybe it was Kyle. I don't know. I just know that Ray McCloud should never be saying shit. You're Ray McCloud. So thanks for the supers. I do want to talk about what happened today in the NFL, because what the Niners are trying to accomplish here tonight isn't just beating the Atlanta Falcons. They're trying to stay on the lead lap of the NFC. The win tonight keeps the 49ers on the lead lap of the NFC. The Rams are now 5-2. They got 5 touchdowns in London early this morning here on the West Coast, and they beat a absolutely easy to beat up Jacksonville Jaguar team that didn't even get off the airplane. An embarrassing day of football for the Jaguars. 49ers, they're, a 4-win team right now. The Rams are a 5-win team right now. Niners are trying to be 5 wins when this night is over. The Packers are 4-1-1. They beat the Cardinals. They had Jacoby Brissett at quarterback today, so the Cardinals didn't stand much of a chance. Actually, probably gave the Packers more than they wanted there. Cowboys beat the Commanders. Cowboys are 3-3. They are not to be completely discounted. The Commanders, Jaden Daniels hurt that hamstring again. His health is an issue this year. That seems to be apparent. So Commanders right now on a little bit of thin ice. The Chicago Bears have won 4 in a row. They sent the Saints to 1-6. That matters because there could be some New Orleans Saints possibly on the shopping list of the 49ers at the trade deadline. Eagles, they got to 5-2 with a win today. So again, Niners looking to stay on that lead lap. Seattle hosts Houston on Monday Night Football. The Bucs and Lions are part of the Monday night doubleheader. The Bucs tomorrow night have a chance to put a lap on the NFC. The Buccaneers tomorrow night have a chance against the Detroit Lions to become the NFC's first 6-win team. So that's a big game for the NFC tomorrow night. Just looking at the Niners' upcoming schedule, the New York Giants are around the corner. The Carolina Panthers are around the corner. Well, the Carolina Panthers improved to 4-3. The Jets just laid down and died all day long to fall to 0-7. The New York Giants, Dude, what happened to the New York Giants today? First of all, everybody who was a New York Giant fan for a minute was so excited about Jackson Dart and the feeling of this team. And the New York Giants were up 32-0 in Denver on a day where they were honoring, Peyton Manning and a Super Bowl team. They got booed off the field. That's how bad Denver was at halftime. Denver did not get much better in the third quarter either. But in the fourth quarter, Denver erupted for 33 points and won the game 33-32 on a walk-off field goal. The Giants took one of the biggest gut punch losses you will ever see in your lives in Denver today, giving up 33 unanswered fourth quarter points to lose 33-32. It was a savage beating. And the Giants are up on the schedule. So Giants took a one on the chin hard. And the Panthers are a little bit better than anyone thought they might be. Oh, by the way, the Indianapolis Colts, who also looked like, well, there's an easier game on the schedule. When that schedule came out this year, the Colts are 6-1. They beat up the Chargers in LA today. They kicked the Chargers' ass. The Colts looked like the most complete football team, all three phases, offense, defense, special teams today. They looked fantastic. They really did. Again, thanks to the Supers for coming on in this halftime here. Colts going to be a problem for the 49ers. Colts are going to be a problem for everybody. There's no doubt about that. Dixon Kuntz. Thank you, Dixon, for being here. Hennessy is better than Brendel. We've got good snaps from Hennessy. Let's not go jinxing anything. Let's see what happens. JD Sugar creeping up on 48,000. Awesome to see the channel grow. Keep up the great work. Loving the watch parties. Defenses look great given the injuries. Well, you're right about this defense. Thank you very much for the compliments. And as I shared earlier today, and I do want to share this with you one more time, because people love an odometer, right? People do love an odometer. I'm going to share this tab instead. I just climbed a little. Oh my gosh, I just missed it actually ticking. But people do love an odometer. You say creeping up on 48,000. We can get there tonight if this audience wants to get generous with that sub button. We have nearly 1,000 people watching. Nearly 1,000 people watching on all of our platforms. We're not only over 400 viewers on YouTube right now, but we've got about 600 more on Twitter and on Twitch tonight. We went live on Twitch because why the hell not? There'll be 6 people who might watch it over there. We'll put it everywhere. But we want these subs to grow. Oh, look at that. Just ticked up. It's like watching an odometer and the miles go. We want to get to 50,000 by the bye week. That's going to take some aggressive growth. Only 31 of you needs to get generous with that substitute button tonight for us to get to 48,000. Only 31 more of you. So let's see if it happens. It would send me to bed awfully happy tonight if it would. I'm trying to send you to bed happy. Hopefully Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers are trying to send you to bed happy tonight. They have started this first half doing things that are good sign things. They started this first half with more of a running game than we have seen in a very, very long time. They have started this first half playing against the Falcons defensively, especially in the running game, very well. As a matter of fact, that's about as good of a half that you've seen from the 49ers defense, allowing only 3 points and allowing, what was the total yardage here again on Atlanta? Let me look it up so I get it right. Atlanta, 148 yards. That was a hell of a half of defense for the 49ers. 148 yards and 3 points all day long. Niners do play 30 more minutes like that. I like their chances here tonight. Now they're about to get the ball. This offense needs to help this defense out. They don't need to be beating Atlanta with paper cuts and field goals. They need to land a couple punches. And you land punches by doing something in the red zone. 49ers got into the red zone with Christian McCaffrey, found their second rushing touchdown of the year. Let's see if they can't tack on a couple more in this half of football. Atlanta has not done much, but they are right in the middle of this football game. There is no doubt about it. So this should be fun. Fun little Sunday night football game for us. D. Robinson is my last leg on my sleeper bet over 14.5. Well, then let's get D. Robinson a couple catches here tonight. My goodness, a one should be able to take care of that. One should be able to take care of that. Jorge Luis Sotelo, Bears and 49ers, NFC Championship. Who do you root for? Well, selfishly, I'm going to root for a great Super Bowl right there. I'm going to root for more people to watch this watch party than ever before. Look, I don't root for anybody anymore. I cover the league. I cover this league. So I grew up a Bears fan. You know, my heart pulls for them for sure. And even though I'm not a 49er fan, because I cover them and I live here and my kids are Niners fans, my wife is a Niner fan, I'm surrounded by them, I want them to be happy. And oh, by the way, it is my chosen profession, talking to you good people. I want the best for you. So yeah, I want the Niners to win. It drives me nuts that I got to be more positive about your football team and you're the fans more than you are sometimes. But this is the life we live. Again, thank you for the supers. And if you don't mind me saying one more time as this second half gets underway with a couple of Monday night games coming up, if you are thinking about putting a little action down somewhere, you're going to want to check out our good friends right here on Sleeper. As the Niners are looking at an early 3rd and 9 here. Completion. Kendrick Bourne. 3rd and Kendrick. There you go. Kendrick Bourne. Big catch on 3rd and 9 for the 49ers right there. You didn't want to open up this second half. Getting off the field as fast as you got on it. Anyways, our friends at Sleeper right now, if you use the promo code that is Damon and use it on the link in the description that is right at the top of this video, you get $100 off your very first $100 deposit match on your first deposit up to $100. The reason why I'm getting all tongue-tied is because I'm trying to watch the 49ers who got Sky Moore the ball in space and he's running with it. My goodness. Sky Moore from scrimmage. We haven't seen much of that since he signed a contract. Oh, by the way, you also get $20 free play. That's what I also wanted to tell you there. That's why I got all a little tongue-tied. Between Sky Moore and the $20 in play, that's why I got all goofy for our good friends at Sleeper. Eat at Ike's, drink at the Dublin or West Portal. Let's see what the 49ers do here on 1st and 10. They're over the 50. This is a nice drive coming out of the locker room thanks to a couple 3rd downs and Sky Moore of all people. By the way, if Sky Moore is getting your DeMarcus Robinson reps, that could be rough on the sleeper bets. All right, Kyle, you in your bag here on this drive or not? 2nd and 6. See, this is a razzle-dazzle down. This is where you can get creative right here, Kyle, on 2nd and 6. What do you got? You know, just going to McCaffrey this right into the back of the offensive line. Yeah, that's what happened. He McCaffrey'd it right into the back of the offensive line, maybe picked up 1 or 2. Doesn't make 3rd down very easy. Doesn't really threaten the defense at all. I don't know if that run keeps you honest. That didn't feel special. All right, 3rd and 4. You know, you're on edge of Pinheiro field goal range. This is kind of 2-down territory right here. But McCaffrey's going to take that ball. And I do think it was 2-down territory, which is why they gave it to McCaffrey again. But McCaffrey picks up about 10 right up the middle. Really nice run for Christian McCaffrey right there. I mean, McCaffrey's still putting the boogie on guys. He still hits holes well, man. The problem is McCaffrey's getting hit behind the line of scrimmage. And what do you know? We got Brian Robinson Jr. now in this game. Little play action dumped off to him. And they tried to get Kittle the ball tonight, and Kittle dropped it. Oh, man. I mean, hey, diddle diddle. We have not heard much of George Kittle at all so far in this. Yeah. 2 targets, no catches for George Kittle so far in this one. But the 49ers running game opening back up with George Kittle back out on the field, it's not like there's a coincidence there. He obviously hasn't been out targeted very much. So, I mean, George Kittle is now basically a glorified offensive lineman, which is maybe the right way to use him given the circumstances. 3rd and 11 for Mac Jones. 3rd and 11. Keep the ball, play more football, or ask Eddie P to clean it up? What are you going to do here? Mac fires one to Juwan Jennings, who they say, no, he's out. It looked like Juwan was going to set up a decision there for Kyle and make it 4th and short, but they say that he was out. Juwan, did you bobble that one too, Juwan? Oh, no, his foot just came in out of bounds, and his second foot he was just out of bounds. Wasn't a bobble. It was his feet all along. So it's Eddie Pinheiro. Look at what is this going to make him 18 of 18? 17 of 17 now since joining the 49ers. You know, look, touchdowns get you into the win column faster than field goals, but going up by 2 scores ain't a bad thing either. Hold on. Got the most sophisticated score bug in broadcasting to update right here. Save. Look at me and my production team. Get that up for you so you're all caught up. All right. Everyday Eddie Guardado, right? Just everyday Eddie. Everyday Eddie. JJ didn't need the jump. Maybe. I'm not going to run his route for him. Wait a minute. George Kittle is the Brock Purdy of tight ends? Well, George Kittle is arguably going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame tight end. So I don't know what you mean there. I don't know if that's cute, clever. I don't know where that comes from. I feel like it comes from an evil place. We do have a Modelo commercial on right now. You're correct about that, Christopher. I like Modelos. I love a Modelo. I like a Modelo Negro. Here's the thing. I think Purdy might be back on a full-time basis if they haven't rushed him back in that Jacksonville game. And rushing him back in that Jacksonville game is why he hasn't played the last 3 games, and might not be why he plays the next one either. I mean, they screwed him and his injury up. You know, we heard it could be a 6-week injury. He was back out there practicing the Monday after that Saints game. What the fuck? I like this team and its injuries and the way it deals with them. It's questionable. Again, we all saw Fred Warner's ankle turned sideways. We're not questioning that one. We get it. We saw Nick Bosa get hurt. We get it. Didn't you see enough out of Purdy when he got out there for that limited practice that, it just ain't right. Let's just shut him down. We got a pretty decent backup quarterback here. As a matter of fact, the argument can be made right now that there is no better backup quarterback in football. There certainly isn't one that's produced more than this guy, Mac Jones. I think the Niners fucked that up. And here's special teams screwing it up. Special teams allowing a return out to the 50, and an Atlanta team that hasn't had very much life injected into it at all uses the 49ers special teams to inject life into its football team. 49ers special teams will let you down. And I'm not talking about Eddie. When I was complaining all the time about 49ers special teams, it wasn't even really about Jake Moody, and that guy was an adventure. It's that shit right there. It's 50-yard returns. Like one of them a game. It's going to happen in the punt game. It's going to happen on special teams. It's going to happen in the kick return game. It's going to happen. And it just happened. And so now over midfield, the Falcons have it. And here we go. Atlanta, just now for a team that wasn't feeling great about its prospects, now you got to be feeling really good about it. Bijan Robinson, give that guy a little counter tray action. Ran it perfectly. Picked up 7. Here come the Falcons. Oh, shit. Steady Eddie. Thank God for Steady Eddie. Kittle coming. Yeah, I think Kittle makes a late appearance here. I think Kittle's got a fourth quarter something for you. I certainly hope. We got Heck Thor saying he's going to have one big one tonight. I hope so. I hope he's got a big one. I hope there aren't too many big ones left in the Falcons. 2nd and 4. Niners make a tackle on Bijan Robinson. Tatum Bethune is in there. Playing well tonight, Tatum Bethune. Like what I see out of you, young man. Tatum Bethune, this game's leading tackler right now. He's playing very well. Pardon me. 3rd and 1. Big play right here. 49ers. God, I'm choking. 49ers defense. Not choking. But that play did go. Algier take it for a first down. Went around left side. Yeah, by the way, in case you didn't know or hear the story, Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh this week to Tatum Bethune to get him his mind in the right place for this game showed him game 1 footage of Fred Warner making his debut in the 48 jersey, which Fred wore his rookie year. And they were basically saying, hey, look at the player that Fred Warner is now. And you were probably better than him in his rookie year. Just look at him play. You're better than him right now than he was then. So go out and play with some confidence. And obviously, Tatum Bethune took that to heart, and he wore a Fred Warner rookie jersey coming in here, and he is, coincidentally, wearing number 48 for the 49ers this year. By the way, big play by Penix right there. Gives the 49ers a Falcons team that is now in the red zone thanks to Kyle Pitts picking one out of the air. 3rd and 13. Penix now hunting in the danger zone. Throws one out on a swing pass to Bijan Robinson, who picks up 8. Feels like that's there any time the Falcons would want it, right? Can we get a pick? Can this team get an interception? I do not know. I look at it this way. When it happens, I might not recognize it. Should the 49ers defense create an interception, I might not even know how to describe it. It's been so long since I've seen one. I've forgotten what they look like. 2nd and 2. Falcons, again, just out to Bijan. That's going to be there all the time, and that is a touchdown. It feels like that play is available to go for about 9 yards any single time the Falcons want to run it. Bijan Robinson, touchdown. And this is making it a one-possession game once again. Is it wrong of me to assume that how about this? I'll put this up, just assuming that the 49ers, or excuse me, the Falcons are going to make the point after touchdown here. And if they don't, I'll tell you that it was my grand design to jinx them. Nah, I knew it was going to happen. There you go. Starting to think about my sleeper picks. Again, I got Mac Jones over half a passing yard. That was a free pick. Thank you, sleeper. This Mac Jones 1.5 touchdowns. I took the over on that. So I need 2 touchdowns in this game from Mac Jones. Christian McCaffrey, anytime touchdown. Bijan Robinson, 123.5 total yards from scrimmage. That is tracking. Let's see what Bijan got. He's got 4 catches for 30 yards and 10 carries for 39 yards, 69 yards. I mean, that's not money in the bank at all. Bijan Robinson is going to touch the ball another 10 times tonight, though. So that I feel good about that. But we need to see Mac Jones, McCorkle, put 2 into the end zone tonight if I want to turn about $20 into about $90, thanks to the odds that I'm getting over on Sleeper. And again, I'm just going to tell you, not one last time, but one more time tonight. I got a free $20 just waiting for you on Sleeper. You don't need to sign up for anything. You don't need to deposit anything. Right now, go to Sleeper and have a free 20 waiting for you. You want to make a couple plays on 2 Monday Night Football games tomorrow to spice them up, have an awful lot of fun, and find out quickly why the user interface is fantastic and why it is the world's fastest growing fantasy site. It's pretty fantastic. It is. So check that out. And while we're here during this quick commercial break, let me thank my man Ike. My man Ike has nothing but delicious sandwiches being served up now over 130 locations, I believe, in the United States, expanding ever eastward, all up and down. I hope you seriously live in an Ike's delivery zone. If you do, you're already eating well. And if you do, you got to sign up for that Love Rewards program because you start earning your way to free sandwiches, chips, and drinks and prizes every single time you make a purchase using that Love Rewards program. And believe me, you will be a repeat customer because this guy's got a million different sandwiches and they're all delicious, absolutely delicious. And our friends at the Dubliner, just serving up the best Guinness in all of San Francisco, the Dubliner West Portal. There's another bar in San Francisco called the Dubliner. We ain't talking about that one. We're talking about the Dubliner West Portal, baby. Muni picks you up and drops you off right out front. We just had a great time there a couple weekends ago at Plus Mania 7. Thank you very much to Jude for coming out and spinning. Thank you to so many of our regulars for showing up. Thank you to both Brian and JJ for taking care of the ganja jars. Oh, my God. And thank you, everyone who's taking care of ganja jars tonight with supers and supporting the channel. Thank you for hitting likes. Thank you for hitting subscribe. All those good things happen. The channel grows. Look at that. We are almost 25 away. We are 28 subs away from getting to 48,000. Will you help me get me there tonight? I'm trying to help the 49ers get into the win column tonight. I'm trying to help 49ers fans get through another season that has been defined by injuries that tried to suck the life out of this team, but it hasn't happened yet. There's still very much life in this 49er team in a wide open as I've ever seen at NFL. Christian McCaffrey gets the ball to open the drive, picks up, 2-3 yards around left side, setting up 2nd and 7-ish. It is so good to have you here. Thank you so much for stopping on by on this Sunday night. We'll see what the Niners do to put this one into the win column. We haven't seen anything out of George Kittle except the complete expansion of a running game that had been dead on arrival to this point. George is doing everything possible to get this team going on the line of scrimmage. He's been targeted twice, no catches. McCaffrey steps out of bounds before he gets over the first down line there. So This is going to set up a 3rd and short. McCaffrey's close. Where's that? Yeah, he's out right there. I mean, McCaffrey still makes dudes miss. Mac Jones, by the way, that ball is handed to Kyle Juszczyk, and he is absolutely stuffed. Don't ever give the ball to Kyle Juszczyk. He cannot run with the football. He is a terrible runner of the football, and he just got buried. For the 49ers are now going to punt because Kyle tried to get cute and give Kyle Juszczyk a fucking carry. That was just blown up, and George Kittle was pushed into him, and the entire offensive line got blown back, and that was awful. The worst offensive snap of the night, and we've seen a turnover. That was awful. So the Niners are now punting it away, and Atlanta's going to have an opportunity to take a lead. And Atlanta's got a decent return on, but the 49ers did shut it down well enough there. But hold on. Got a player shook up. I think it was Luke Gifford who got shook up on that play. Well, Kyle just sucked the momentum right out of that drive, maybe even Levi's Stadium. Seriously, you're going to give it to Kyle Juszczyk there? Why? Kyle Juszczyk isn't good enough to be used in any short yardage situation as a ball carrier in his entire career. His career numbers say, I don't run with the ball at all. He's got great hands for a fullback. He's a decent blocker. Not that they even ask him to do that very much. You know, it's kind of, it's funny. It's kind of hard to accuse a coach of handing a football to a fullback of being cute. Isn't that like the ultimate singularly defining that ain't cute play? But the way Kyle did it and where he did it on the field and in the moment that he did it in, it was a case of the two cutes for sure. That was absolutely the too cute fullback dive. Only Kyle could run that. It's either CMC up the middle or Robinson. Shitty ideas. I'm not going to fight you there. I mean, look, I don't want to get McCorkle hurt, all right? I mean, Mac Jones is getting beat up. He's getting hit too hard. He's taking too many hits as it is. Taking the QB sneak away from him, it's a weapon, but I don't want him running it right now. Yeah, now I need a Guinness. Well, now's when you need to be at the Doubler. Well. Niners can find themselves in a little bit of trouble here. Penix, fake handoff, rolls left, throws downfield, incomplete. Looking to hunt a big play downfield, didn't find it right there. We got Rita Thomas saying, hey, Plusers, 49ers Team Shop just announced that Jake Moody jerseys are 75% off. Oi, oi, oi.
I got to say, I'm just...
Oh, sorry, wrong button.
Oi, oi, oi.
Thank you, Rita. Yeah, that Jake Moody merch must go. And did we sneak this one in? I think we did. Thank God for steady Eddie. Kittle coming. I hope you're right about Kittle. You're right about that first part. Thank God for steady Eddie. By the way, 10 more supers, and we're going to be finishing tonight the Woodford. Okay. 1st and 15. 49ers defense, and Bethune was right in the middle of that collision. Makes a nice play. 49ers defense maybe gives up 1 or 2 there to Robinson at best. Again, this has been a running game tonight that has flipped the script of what I thought was going to happen. The 49ers are the team with 118 rushing yards tonight. It's the Falcons with 54. I would have completely flipped that right at this point in the game had you asked me, had the season looked like this going into it, what do you think happens tonight? Knowing what you know so far. On 2nd and 13, an incomplete pass from Penix just had the wrong read or the wrong route out there. So 3rd and 13. Niners were in a 3rd and 13 against Baker Mayfield and let Baker Mayfield pick it up late in the game with his legs. 49ers' chances of winning this football game increased dramatically getting off the field right here. It guarantees nothing, but dramatically increases your chances of winning this game getting off the field right here on 3rd and 13. Penix, shotgun, looking back, looking to his left, 1st down Falcons. Unless they're saying that ball was on the ground. They're saying he caught it. And as quickly as the Falcons are trying to look at this, that's a catch. That's a catch. He caught it on his wrist and his forearm. He had it in his hand. I mean, it makes contact with the ground, but if you're Kyle, you can throw a replay away. I don't think they're overturning that. I wouldn't throw a flag there either, but it sucks that the Niners just gave that up. 3rd and 13. Penix got it with an easy throw. Penix drops a little misdirection, comes out to Kyle Pitts, and Darrell Luter, who's been a little bit of an adventure tonight, makes a nice tackle. Mr. 33 degrees, juice on 3rd and 1 is the worst call of the year. So I don't think there's going to be a worse call of the year than needing 8 yards to win a ball game and Shanahan calling a running back draw. Even though the Niners went on to win that game, I hate the fact that Shanahan didn't take a kill shot when he had it. Juice on 3rd and 1 is without a doubt, I think, the second worst call of the year, though. And it's in the running. One-handed catch by Drake London. 1st and 10 for the Falcons. They're now on the business side of the 50-yard line. Handoff to Bijan, doesn't go far. Again, the Niners have done a really good job on Bijan running the football tonight. Yeah, they really have. Now they're giving you your Michael Penix's arm strength is something to behold montage. Yeah, he doesn't even need to step into his throws. He just whips it with that left arm of his, and it goes. Penix is under pressure, gets brought down. Really nice pressure there. Chase Lucas shot the blitz again. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9. Penix had to get rid of it, an incomplete pass. Again, thanks again for the supers. Here's to a swig off the old Woodford. Jason trying to make it happen. We need 8 more for it to officially happen, and I want to be man of my word. But thank you very, very much. Appreciate you very much, Jason. Thank you for watching and for being here tonight. I hope you're subscribing as well, my friend. I really, really do. Did we get a delay a game on that? Did we get a delay game on Penix, who a few times has just shown you I'm young? I don't know a lot going on in this league. Delay a game on Penix. That's going to push this back. All right. I mean, if you're the 49ers, you will take that every time. 2, 1. Yeah, that was a delay game. Upon further review, correct. Delay a game. 3rd and 14. All right, so Penix just picked up a 3rd and 13. Let's see if the 49ers can get off the field here on 3rd and 14. This is out of field goal range from the line of scrimmage right here. Niners pushing the pocket backwards into Penix. He was rushed, and that ball is incomplete. That ball, he threw it to the near side. Camera didn't quite see it. Yeah, incomplete. 4th and 14. Whew. Rita Thomas says, Dubliner West Portal announced 2-for-1 pumpkin spice tamales. Here's the thing that I can tell you about the West Portal that's great. Unless some moron stumbles in there with a Starbucks, there's no pumpkin spice anything. There are no trends at the Dubliner. It's a bar the way a bar is supposed to be a bar. No trends. 0. No fashion trends on the crowd. No cocktail trends behind the bar. No trends on the menu because there isn't a menu. You want to bring in what you want to bring in, you can brown paper bag it at the Dubliner. That's how old school, real deal it is. By the way, the Falcons got off a great punt right there. The Niners are going to get the ball on their own 2-yard line when we're coming back here. So we got McCorkle's feet in the end zone when we come back from commercial break. Always, scary time in a game that's only being decided by 3 points. No safety, no bullshit in the end zone. Yeah, I think Sky was so yelled at for taking the ball when he should have let it bounce in. Maybe it affected him a little bit right there. I think Sky Moore, who made his first nice play from scrimmage tonight, got yelled at so much because he twice in the loss in Tampa Bay fielded punts inside the 5. I think he got a little gun shy right there. Yeah, I think this is right, Christopher. Sky Moore let that go because of last week. Now, someone's saying that was a different return guy. Who was it? I didn't see. So my eyes weren't on it. I just saw where the punt was. No matter who it was, I do know the Mr. 33 degrees is right here. Kittle time. Something from George here. Moving the ball in this pad. Was that Jordan Watkins? Was it out there? Because I know that Jordan Watkins has been used a little bit in the punt return practice, but we haven't really seen him in a game. Did Jordan Watkins just get his first chance to impress us and do the total opposite? Great. The 49ers so far in this game have done everything you could ask of them defensively to win it. If this offense doesn't do something to give this defense a little bit more cushion to play with, if you're telling me that the only way the 49ers have to win this game is the defense has to be perfect from here, that's a lousy way to ask your team to win a football game. Let's see if this offense can march an entire football field or just in the field goal range again and get some points on this drive right here. The Niners sure could use some. That ball did have a stay away from me wobble written all over it. I don't know. Maybe there was no crime committed by not fielding that. Either way, the crime is on the offense to perform better right here, right now. It's not a crime. It's the ask. Mac Jones dumps one underneath to Christian McCaffrey, of course, picks up a first down. You know what? Gary Souza, they tried to throw a screen earlier, and they were just all over it. The Falcons were all over it. So that, I think, might be something that they were thinking they could run tonight. Atlanta jumped all over it, and that's that. By the way, that is that for the third quarter. A very fast quarter of football brings us to into the fourth quarter. So it's a fourth quarter of a football game, which means everybody at home right now is to put four in the air. Everybody on the sidelines got to put four in the air. Everybody on the stands got to put four in the air. You got to do it. Just got to do it. Yeah, not much of a screen game out there tonight. Every night, it is the CMC show. Every night. Since he has joined the San Francisco 49ers, there's no one even as a fraction as important to this team's success or failure than Christian McCaffrey. That goes for Purdy, that goes for McCorkle, that goes for Nate Sudfeld, that goes for anybody. That goes for Jake Moody. Christian McCaffrey, right now, is the last guy who officially, you can't lose him. Everybody else is in a next man up situation. There is no next man up for Christian McCaffrey. We saw that all last year. And even though it looked like for a minute Jordan Mason might be that guy, they said goodbye to that guy. And they haven't gotten much out of Brian Robinson. Now, tonight, Robinson's run the ball better than he has up to this point this year. But he's just got 6 carries for 23 yards, 18 carries, 101 rushing yards for Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey also 4 catches, 33 receiving yards. His touchdown on the ground tonight. Look at it this way. We got a national ad campaign here, the Kittles and Zenny. Can Mrs. Kittle come on in and catch a ball tonight? Can we get Madame Kittle to present herself as a target for McCorkle to work with tonight? Lou Chisel says CMC is a vampire. He's just sucking the health out of our players to stay healthy and do what he's doing right now. Maybe that explains why Isaac Guerendo is nowhere to be found. If Isaac Guerendo is nothing more than a human sacrifice to be made for Christian McCaffrey, then so be it. Moody beats Debo. That was great. Won me a pint. Moody had a better fantasy week than Debo. Yes, he did. Debo did not play today. Another first down and pass to Christian McCaffrey. He really is. I don't even care if Christian McCaffrey isn't as fast as he used to be. He's like Frankenstein. He just keeps coming. Yeah, just brains. He just keeps coming. I don't care how fast he is or isn't, or his legs or don't look as choppy as they used to, blah, 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 blah. You give this guy an offensive line, he's going to give you 150 yards in almost every single football game you put him in. He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest to ever play. You just push that pile forward for 2 or 3 yards. Yeah, 5 supers away. Let's finish that bottle. Mac Jones with his beefcake photo. He's saying, I was talking on Monday night. Yeah, dude, that's the thing. Moody's had a couple of big games for the Bears. High throw to Juwan Jennings, who does catch it on second down. Picks up about 4 there. Good hands, way over Juwan's head. Life Force, the football team. Take it, Gary. Fourth quarter check in. Hang in there, Yar. Here's 4 for the jar. Thank you, Barry. Just 3 away now. All the supers are flying. Speaking of 3 away, it's 3rd and 3 for the 49ers. You want to stay on the field right here desperately. Oh, and Mac is attacking way downfield. Oh, my God. He hit Demarcus Robinson right in the hands, and Demarcus got his arms pulled apart there. But it's for the second week in a row, Demarcus had one hit his hands, and he dropped it. Oh, Demarcus. Oh, you got to catch that. He didn't even have interference around. Now, you could say there's a little pass interference. No, I mean, you just got to catch that ball, Demarcus Robinson. That's not even pass interference. Kittle is like, you got to be kidding me. Yeah, Mac is like, dude, you got to catch a football, dude. Good God, DeMarcus. He can't catch. Dude, he's caught more DUIs than footballs this year. I mean, DeMarcus can catch a breathalyzer. That was absolutely delivered perfectly where the ball needed to be, and DeMarcus just let it hit him right in his hands, and it fell through between his elbows. Good God. By the way, let's see how the chat reacted to that one, shall we? Robinson needs to keep his ass on the bench. Yeah, he will with that right there. DeMarcus, drunk. Man, first of all, Hand Banana's like, you only need 3 yards. But, I mean, that was a dime. It was perfect. You can't ask your quarterback to run and hand a wide receiver a ball better than that one. Why was Mac under center? Dude, they were setting up a little play action. I don't mind Mac under center. He can play that. You want your quarterback to be able to go under center. This isn't college. Yeah, exactly, Never Daunted. That was a dime. Jones is pissed. Loved that attempt. Damon, how are you so far behind? Am I far behind here? Well, I'm watching on YouTube. You know, the internet's got to bounce me to you before you get me. It's technology and stuff. He caught that 1,000,000 times in LA. Thank you, Dixon. He did. That's the ball that he caught. That ball was not underthrown. It was thrown exactly where DeMarcus could make a play on it. It was perfect. You got to catch that. Good thing we didn't waste our time with Keenan Allen. Don't even get me going. Don't even get me going. Yeah, look like Ronnie Bell out there. Thank you, Philip Palouse. That did look like Ronnie Bell. Oh no, I know that he dropped it, but now we're going through the. I'm not just catching up now. That didn't just happen. We are going through the anger during the commercial break here. Fuji officially saying, let's drink now. All right, well, we can do that. There we go. We got it up to 50. I think you even saw a little confetti pop if you're watching your super chat right there. Fuji saying, let's drink one now. Barry Ford, he's getting it in. I mean, I wish I could toast DeMarcus Robinson hands, but let's toast to DeMarcus using Uber for the rest of the year, because I don't even know if that guy could catch a taxi at this point. We'll save a little sippies for the rest of the way, but this will be gone before the end of the night. That was good. Thank you for forcing me to do that, everybody. I do appreciate it. '49er content creators, please stop hyping up Robinson. He sucks. Damon, you're the man. I have not been hyping him. I don't know who you're talking about. I mean, here's the thing. Is it wrong to say DeMarcus Robinson could do something in this game before you'd say like Jacob Cowing, who's a total no-show? Like DeMarcus is supposed to do something. He's supposed to do something. But man, he's just been hugely disappointing. You know, little hoping he does well. I'm fine with that. But the guy just, again, he can't catch a taxi. What Larry really believed we would see Watkins. Dude, you will not see any rookie wide receivers unless there's somebody pointing a gun at Kyle Shanahan's head. He hates his rookies. Jordan Watkins. Don't look at it this way. Don't talk about him until we actually see him. I am all out of the prognostication business, and Larry should be too, when it comes to which rookie is going to do what when. Kyle buries these dudes, and we don't see them. I mean, I love Larry. Larry's great. Larry's down at practice. Larry works harder than any other content creator out there covering this team in terms of hours put in. And I mean, Larry's working hard. He's filling up a lot of content. He's filling more content than some of these 49ers players are filling the depth chart. I'll tell you that. Malik Mustafa just gave one up, and now it's already field goal range for the Falcons. Larry was big on Robinson. That's okay. The Niners will make you drink whether you want to or not. Well, thank you, SP. I mean, it's edge of field goal territory already. Well, way on the edge. But they're over the 50. And again, first pick of the season. Be great to see it. They're going to keep it on the ground. Doesn't go far. Jordan Elliott, who's played very, very well tonight. Jordan Elliott's played a really nice game this evening. And he was on that tackle. Oh, we just got some super sticker love coming in from Dave Lopez. Thank you, Dave. $3 go right in the ganja jar. I thank you so very, very much. This would be a great time for that first interception. I'm thinking the same thing. Again, this defense is doing everything you could possibly ask it to do tonight. I mean, if they were to give up a touchdown here, and if the 49ers are to lose this game, it's not the defense's fault. It's the offense's fault for coming up with 13 total points tonight. That's all they've got. Tatum Bethune has played great tonight. He's leading the game in tackles. Not just the 49ers, the game. No one's made more tackles than Tatum Bethune out there. 49ers defense is playing really good against the run. Their best football against the run that they've played all season long. Only 62 Falcons rushing yards. 49ers have run it for $124. Falcons only have 62 rushing yards. Could not be playing better from that standpoint. Only 267 total yards from this Falcons team. You've only had about 100 yards of offense here in the second half. You can't ask this defense for more. This is a defense that just lost Fred Warner, asked a rookie to come on in, and it's about the same. They've gotten a couple sacks even, for goodness sakes, tonight. The pressure that's been hard to find has actually been found a time or two here tonight. Yeah, Penix has been sacked twice. I'm going to tell you, this would be a tie game right now had he not had an intentional grounding at the end of the first half. It'd be 13-13 right now. Again, here's Lombard Street, nowhere near Levi Stadium. I mean, not even anywhere near. You couldn't walk from one to the other if your life depended on it. Well, I mean, you could, but you wouldn't want to. That's like a 50-mile walk. Michael says, the Niners will make you relapse. See, this is why we don't check into rehab in the first place. You can't relapse if you never rehab. On 2nd and 8, Bijan Robinson gets most of it. But it does set up a 3rd and 1 here. You can say the DBs are playing too soft. Rick, the rule is keep it in front of you. That's the rule. That's all they're doing tonight. They're playing keep it in front of you football. And to this point in the game, it's worked perfectly. Oh, Bijan Robinson just got tied up in a whole bunch of traffic behind the line of scrimmage. I hate slow-moving pitch plays that are moving east to west and not north and south on 3rd and short. I hate them for the 49ers. I hate them for any team. I hate them for the Falcons. I hate them for college football teams. I hate plays that are slow developing on 3rd and play football. And on 4th and 1, they're going for it. 4th and 1, and the biggest defensive snap of the game here for the 49ers. What a moment. Can you figure this out, San Francisco, on 4th and 1? This ball is out, and it's nearly picked. It's nearly picked. It is not, but that ball is incomplete. That ball is incomplete. Is that Chase? Is that Chase Lucas? Who did that? It was Chase Lucas. This is why Chase Lucas makes football teams. Chase Lucas nearly had the first interception of the year, but on 4th down, it's just as good, Chase. He absolutely gobbled Drake London up right there. Chase Lucas just broke on that ball perfectly. What a play by Chase Lucas outside of the interception. I mean, that ball still went right through his hands, and it hit Drake London in the hands, and Drake London could have caught it. My God. Niners still got a little lucky there. But man, oh man, that's big. All right, Kyle, you owe your team some points right here, right now. Get them this drive. McCorkle, little dump off to Christian McCaffrey. It's got Pooney leading. Nice block by Pooney, by the way. We haven't said much nice about Pooney blocking this year. Pooney on the screen did great blocking. It's a 1st down for Christian McCaffrey. You're right, Jude. They both didn't catch that ball. That was tight. Interception. Next best thing, Barry. But yeah, I mean, could you imagine? I'll tell you what that play. Chase Lucas, you deserve a little of this, buddy. And that's a 1st down. What are we talking about here? Woodford reserve? No, there's no reason to be reserved at all. Serve it. Okay. So we're talking, so that's not a 1st down. We're going to say that's 2nd and inches. Fine. McCorkle, 1st down. Quarterback sneak. See, on 2nd and inches, it's the perfect time to be running like a play action, big strike, big play down. But okay, all right. Now they're doing a Trent Williams montage. Trent has played a pretty good game tonight, all things considered. I would say that if you're playing the who's slowing down more game, the Christian McCaffrey or Trent Williams, it's Trent Williams far, far and away, but no one wants to play that game. By the way, here's Christian McCaffrey running for a first down. Christian McCaffrey. We are under 7 minutes to play here. Both teams still have 3 of their timeouts. We've got the score bug correct. It is 13-10. God, the 49ers can just let a lot of the air out of the balloon with a score here, a touchdown here. This drive has been executed very well so far. Again, Hennessy remains in at center. I'm liking what I see out of the running game. We got Brian Robinson, who hasn't been trusted to do much on the ground, but does a little something on the ground right there. I'd say he picks up about 7. Niners running it, killing clock. By the way, was I right about that 2nd and 7? Or no, it's 2nd and 3. He got 7. There you go. I can guesstimate. Nice run, Robinson. It was. Nice run. We'll take that. Backup center better than Brendel. Hey, win a football game first. But yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Matt Hennessy very much. All right. 3rd and 1 again. Mac, another first down on a QB sneak. Kyle is eating some clock right here. We're going to go from under 7 just a minute ago, 2 minutes ago, to now under 5 here before the 49ers run their next play. And if you're Raheem, you might start thinking about calling some timeouts here. It's a little too early to play that game yet, but Niners got a little something going. Mac Jones back. He's going to tuck it, and he's going to run. Look at him diving. Not sliding. Diving forward. He picks up 8. Mac Jones. Warrior. It's a nice play, Mac. He stepped up into the pocket. He had a pocket to step up into. Nice play, Mac. Second and 2. Niners just outside the 20. But we got a flag. And wait a minute. An illegal defensive formation? What do we got? Too many men on the field? Too many men on the field. Atlanta Falcons. They were trying to play with 12 guys, those cheaters. Look at that. First down, just like that. The 49ers will take it. 12 men on the field. Oh, my goodness. There have been a couple of just boneheads from the Falcons tonight. 12 men on the field. That's on Jeff Ulbrich. And the intentional grounding on Penix earlier in this game for the 10-second runoff at the end of the first half. McCaffrey stiff arms his way for a couple yards around the right side. Didn't get much there, but it could have been nothing. He made something out of nothing. We got Tongas for the touchdown, Kittle for the decoy. We run a little double tight end set out there. Or we got Tongas in the group. I don't see him out there right now anyways. Maybe on last play. McCaffrey got wrapped up on that one. That's going to bring up 3rd down. That's a negative play. See, if I'm Raheem Morris, I'm calling a touchdown right here. Why are you not saving? If you're Raheem Morris, why would you not call a touchdown right here? That was the negative play Atlanta needed on that play, but they don't call a timeout for some reason. That is bad clock management right there. In a game this late, the minutes are more precious than those timeouts. It's a one-score game, for goodness sakes. McCorkle finds Christian McCaffrey on 3rd and 13 for first down. It's 1st and goal, and the 49ers are going to take this now down to the 2-minute warning. And what is Raheem Morris just going to let him? Oh, now Atlanta's going to call its timeout. Okay, good. I'm glad Raheem is here tonight. Falcons absolutely just fucked that up. And on 3rd and 13, what a play. What a play. McCaffrey, who is in the slot, by the way, just used straight up as a wide receiver. Christian McCaffrey is one of the best wide receivers in football this year. That is, in this game tonight, his 7th catch for 72 yards. McCaffrey also has 22 carries for 110 yards and a touchdown. Christian McCaffrey is the big dick in the game tonight. He has been incredible. And now, Kyle run the ball, Kyle, and make him use another timeout. I don't think we have to explain that, do we? Right? You're not going to throw the ball here? What's going on? Kyle takes a timeout. Okay. I mean, the clock was stopped anyways, so why not? But sure, Kyle, during the Falcons timeout, didn't have enough time to talk about things, so now he's going to take his own timeout. Make something happen here on 1st and goal, Kyle. That's okay. That's fine. Oh, my God, that's fine. No, that's fine. That's fine. Kyle doesn't need his timeouts. He's leading. He doesn't need to stop the clock. Kyle, he burnt a timeout that he does not need. But yeah, game situation. How do you not have your next play ready to go during Atlanta's timeout there? Maybe you wanted to take a look at the defense, but he does run the ball here. And Christian McCaffrey, who looks like he was stopped, keeps going, and a second effort gets the 49ers into the end zone. A rushing touchdown for Christian McCaffrey, and the 49ers are going to go up 10. Because if there's one thing I know is Eddie Pinheiro doesn't miss point after touchdowns. So I'm going to be very aggressive right here. I feel good about this. I didn't feel good about this when it was Jake Moody's world. But we're not living in Jake Moody's world anymore. What a 2nd and 3rd effort by McCaffrey and the 49ers offensive line right there. I mean, you had Connor Colby basically putting McCaffrey in a headlock and pulling him. Like he almost DDT'd him to get him into the end zone. Connor Colby and Dominic Pooney are doing an awful lot of the pushing, pulling on this play. Like, complain all you want about the tush push. They just pulled McCaffrey into the end zone. Awful lot of people at the 49ers in a lot of trouble tonight. The 49ers defense has played great, bend but do not break football. Needing points. Kyle finds some here in the second half. And things are sitting pretty for the 49ers. They're not purdy tonight. No Brock to be found anywhere near this one, but a 10-point lead is exactly what the 49ers want to see, and we are at, well, no, we're not at the 2-minute warning, not yet, but we're going to be there soon. How about that, sports fans? Do you like that? Do you feel good about that one? Hennessy was the difference on that play. Dixon nuts. Dixon, you're crushing it tonight. Barry Ford, no fucking field goals. Barry, your wish was Kyle's command. By the way, that's 60 supers. That's 10 over the goal. That is a 10-point lead. Do we do it all right here? We save a little for the actual. All right, we'll save a little for the actual. Go a little swig here, a little swig later. That is lovely. Absolutely lovely. And may I please remind you that in a world where people who want to be the first to be right to properly pick the right week to give up on Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey is washed. McCaffrey is this. McCaffrey is that. Let me tell you what McCaffrey is tonight. I'm going to need a calculator to do that, though. 114 plus 70. Oop. No, hold on. Equals. Christian McCaffrey is 186 yards and 2 touchdowns tonight. You like that? Christian McCaffrey, 186 yards from scrimmage, 2 touchdowns, 114 on the ground. For the first time this season, Christian's personal rushing average is one to be proud of. Christian McCaffrey is running for 5 yards a carry tonight. It had been 2.9, 3.1 all season long. Tonight, the running game with Hennessy making a little bit of a difference in there has really popped and opened. The first play of the game offensively for the 49ers was Dominic Pooney having a terrible rep. The reps have really improved since that point in time. I think you might be right. We could be looking at an offensive player of the week nomination for Christian McCaffrey. I'm thinking, the only other person that you could give it to, I would think, in the NFL would be Matthew Stafford, who I benched on my fantasy team for Mac Jones, but I benched Matthew Stafford because Puka Nacua was hurt, and he's on the road against Jacksonville. Jacksonville had been turning the ball over defensively, all those interceptions. I thought it's the right week to have Stafford sit. 5 touchdowns from Stafford. He could be your NFC Offensive Player of the Week with that performance over in London earlier this morning. But we got Joe Young saying, Damon, I'm at the game. Too many people are leaving early. Still got to finish. Yeah, you can't be peeling out now, but that's what happens when you build your stadium so far away from, San Francisco. People do look to get out of it early. That is a reason to be scared that this game is never over. Penix nearly had a 50-yard completion right there, but the ball was dropped incomplete. Just don't want Kyle to run CMC into the ground. I don't either, Iceman. I don't either. And at some point in time, making some business decisions for Kyle or for Christian McCaffrey is going to be needed. Something almost magical about a consistent and reliable kicker. Jeb Rennick. Isn't it beautiful? And the thing is, you can find those guys in the parking lot for the most part, so you don't draft kickers. By the way, we got some wood being laid out there. Woo! Jair Brown just came up and stuck somebody. It's a nice completion from Penix. The Falcons are going to take a little time out right here. Is that what they're doing? They're taking their time out here? Again, isn't a 2-score game a lovely thing to be sitting in under the 2-minute warning? Doesn't a 2-score game just make you breathe a little bit easier? Now, maybe for some people, a 2-score game wanted to make them find their way to their car in a parking lot that's hard to get out of. When the biggest problem with Candlestick is that it was a parking lot that was hard to get out of. Never mind. What's done is done. What I do appreciate is guarantee we give up a touchdown right here. No. I don't know. It's been bend, don't break. I mean, they're only giving up 1 touchdown all night. I do appreciate the ask, though. Like and subscribe if you would, please. Thank you very, very much. By the way, Jorge Luis Sotelo coming in again saying nothing like a time-consuming drive, running the ball right into the heart of the defense. Kyle did that. In the last drive, he did that. It was almost a shame that Christian McCaffrey pushed that pile all the way into the end zone. Because there, ideally, you'd like to either make him burn more timeouts or, burn a little more clock, but you'll take the touchdown almost every time you can get it. Come on, D. Bruce. Let's close it out on our first interception of the year. I will immediately finish this bottle of booze if they pick off if they pick off Penix here. Huff had a full sleeper hold being done around his neck. Yeah, I mean, look, you can hold against the 49ers defensive ends. It's not going to get called. That was a man-sized swig, brother. Might as well finish it off, Bruce. Well, again, we got to have the actual end of the game party sip, you hope. Hopefully we're partying here at the end of the game for the party sip. I quit the wrong week. I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue. No, not a glue sniffer. I'm going to tell you right now that when I've done drugs, they've been good. When I've done designer drugs, they've been expensive. I've never skimped on the, are we doing drugs tonight quotient? If we are, we are. We're not sniffing glue or huffing paint, for Christ's sakes. Oh, man. Huff nearly got the sack on that one, and that was a ball that was let off in a kind of a yoinks away up there. Could have actually been an interception opportunity for the 49ers. That ball went up so goofy-like. Penix let go of it and it floated like a balloon. Was that a strip sack? I mean, did Huff have his hand on that? No, that ball still came forward. But I'll tell you, that was a I'm coming after you, Bryce Huff snap. Are they looking at this and saying, is this a fumble now? By the way, if this is a fumble, Chase Lucas is the guy who jumped on it. Chase Lucas, the guy who made the huge pass breakup on 4th and close to ball game. It looked like on the cock of the throw, Penix's hand was hit by Huff's helmet. It didn't look, though, that he lost control of the ball. I don't think that should be a fumble any more than what Mac Jones went through early in this game should have been a fumble. Like, we've already done this replay review, and it was determined that's not a fumble. Again, I just don't think it's a fumble. If it is, it'll benefit the 49ers, then they're in victory formation. But no, I mean, his arm is coming forward. That is a 100% attempt to throw a football. The ball was not really moving in any funny way in his hand, in Penix's hand. That's got to be an incomplete pass. The same way it was earlier in this game with Mac Jones, and indeed, it is. It's an incomplete pass. Did they say that was a fumble on the field? So they did the opposite of the Mac Jones thing. I am the greatest replay official in the history of the NFL should hire me right now. The NFL should watch one of my live stream watch parties and determine, Damon, we're going to buy you out of these live stream watch parties and we're going to just fly you into Secaucus to be a replay official because you have the greatest eyes in the history of watching football. Penix has got his, he's got players around his ankles now. Tatum Bethune shot in there for a sack. Tatum Bethune playing a great game for Fred Warner, shoots in for a sack. Now we got a penalty on the play. But the 49ers were all over Michael Penix, who was up limping, by the way. Illegal contact on Diamador Lenore. downfield, which is going to erase Tatum Bethune's, I believe it would have been his first career sack. That kind of sucks. But the Niners actually are creating some pressure on Penix tonight that in the last couple of weeks, you didn't see an awful lot of this pressure get created. All right. Again, Bryce Huff in there. Again, Tatum Bethune all over that. A third Niner. That was a great, great pressure on Penix. By the way, if this game were to end particularly quickly here, I could go tuck my beautiful boys into bed tonight. So that would be nice. Penix way off of his back foot, off balance, throws incomplete on 1st and 10. He doesn't look right now. Huff in a sprinter stance. You see that, Elmore? He's coming, man. This is, hey, Damon, Lou Sasol here. Do you work at Pig and a Pickle? No, but the guy who owns Pig and a Pickle, his name is Damon. So I've been telling Kruger, I said, Damon's have been great for your career during your entire career. Never bet against a Damon if you're Larry Kruger. Damon's have been great for Larry Kruger. So no, I don't work at Pig and a Pickle. Damon and Mary are the couple that own a Pig and a Pickle. By the way, if we see that interception here, Damon, we get to watch you finish the bottle up. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's how we're going to end the show anyways. But do you want to hear? Do you want to know? Brendel out of the game. The running game is working again. What? I'm going to tell you, that's a part of it. So is George Kittle being back on this line of scrimmage. By the way, Bryce Huff was coming at Michael Penix again, got him around the knees. But Penix, that big arm of his, still got it 40 yards down the field for Drake London, but incomplete. So 4th and 10, 4th and ball game, 4th and victory formation is what's up here for the 49ers. I'm telling you, in all these passing situations, seeing the 49ers defensive line actually get to the passer is a nice little development. And by the way, that is incomplete. It is victory formation from here on out, boys and girls. The 49ers are going to be a 5-2 football team under circumstances that means you don't go to 5-2 usually in this league when you're in, not your depth chart to the point of your second or third guy up, but at several different positions, you're at your third or fourth guy up. The 49ers have lost 2 future Hall of Famers in Fred Warner and Nick Bosa for the remainder of the year. To this point, they have played most of the season without their future Hall of Fame tight end. We're not quite victory formation yet, but Christian McCaffrey picks up a first down, which he just did, and it will be, and he just did, and it will be. 15 yards, just right up the middle. The Falcons were completely uncompetitive on that down. Raheem Morris will call a second timeout because that's what the book says you've got to do. But that's it, kids. The 49ers, my friends, in a game where their defense needed to show up and play a night of football, they did. Holding the Falcons to 10 points is one of the, I didn't expect to see that performances in football this season. Holding the Falcons to 10 points in the first game you're playing without Fred Warner Well, no, excuse me. It's the second game that you're playing without Fred Warner in like the last 120 something games. This guy's always out there. Oh, what do you know? Christian McCaffrey's not getting the final carries of tonight's game. They're actually letting Brian Robinson finish it out. What a great idea. Little tip on the helmet from Shanahan to Christian McCaffrey. And here we go. Oh, today was National Running Backs Day. I didn't even realize that. Again, Nathan Hyatt just throwing a little super sticker at me. We got Chase Lucas, should never leave the field again. Bill M. This most part mistake-free football, 3 penalties. The most part mistake-free football, 3 penalties. Look, they're going to win. By the way, I'm buying DB a healthy pull if we win this one. Well, you're not going to have to, because there's a lot of reasons to be excited about this one. Again, Nathan, thank you. Thomas, unbelievable. Best game of the year. Bethune looked great. He sure did. 5-2, baby. Niners win. SP. Woo! Go Niners. If you can't pull it, push it along. That gets in. And you get a pull. There we go. The pull of victory. What a night for the Niners. Nathan Hyatt coming again with another super sticker. Thank you very much, Nathan. Congratulations, 49ers fans. Over 1,200 people watching across all of our platforms. And if you are a Niner fan, you got to be feeling great. You're a 5-2 football team. The goal of this evening was simply staying on the NFC title game, staying on the NFC's lead lap. Tomorrow night, the Buccaneers can be the first team in the conference to 6 wins, in which case they'll be on the lead lap all by themselves. But you can't ask for more, San Francisco 49ers, than being 5-2 in the position that they're in. 5-2 with some signs of life that you really wanted to see tonight beyond just, hey, did you win or lose? Let's quickly go over the good developments. Number 1, pass rush appeared. Pass rush appeared when it was expected. Pass rush appeared when Atlanta was knowing it was coming, and it was getting effective on Penix late in this game. The concept of a NASCAR package still being available is maybe out there. Bryce Huff looked really, really good tonight. We saw Alfred Collins, CJ West, and Jordan Pants, the 3 of them, come out and play with some oomph in the middle. We saw Tatum Bethune play very well. We saw Chase Lucas making plays. This defense has life to it. Even the 2 most important heartbeats are gone. It's got life to it. Thank you, Robert Saleh. Nice job. I see what you're doing. Keep it in front of you. That's the name of the game. Just keep it in front of you. So defensively, the 49ers get an A+ tonight. They truly do, even though they're still waiting for that first interception since whenever. What you saw out of Christian McCaffrey tonight in this running game was something that we have not seen in any week of football we've watched so far this year. We saw an effective opening up holes, preventing, for the most part, being met at or behind the line of scrimmage with contact, offensive line. And you could say there are 2 things in play. George Kittle back in the equation. Correct. Jake Brendel got hurt early in this game. Hennessy comes in. Hennessy played great. Dominic Pooney had a rough first snap of this game. I think for the rest of this game, Dominic Pooney played much better. Connor Colby had a very important reception in this game. For Christ's sakes. I mean, that was good. We know for a fact that the 49ers have a backup quarterback that is better than half of the starting quarterbacks in this league. That's who Mac Jones is. If you watched football this Sunday all day long, which I did, without the Niners playing until the Sunday night window, I got to watch a little bit of everything today. Today was a great red zone day. Today was a great Geno Smith can't play football anymore day for real. I didn't it's bad. I couldn't believe how bad the Raiders were. I watched a lot of that game just to see. It wasn't even watching like the Chiefs at that point. It was like, how bad can it get for the Raiders? It was dreadful. The 49ers have two really good quarterbacks. Let's not pit them against each other. Let's use them against the rest of the NFL. The 49ers have a running back in Christian McCaffrey that means as long as he's healthy, you've got one of the best weapons, most reliable weapons in the history of football. Christian McCaffrey is 150 yards from the line of scrimmage without even thinking about it for the most part. Bijan Robinson is also that guy, except until tonight. Bijan Robinson, only 40 yards on 14 carries, 2.9 average. That was the average that had McCaffrey's year all fakakta. I thought that catching the ball tonight, we were going to see more out of Bijan Robinson. He did have 6 catches, the second most receptions that the Falcons had any player make, but only 52 yards and a touchdown for Bijan Robinson receiving tonight. The Niners did what they needed to do. They got Trent Williams out there because Christian McCaffrey is getting some offensive line appreciation, running back love day jacket from Melissa Stark that is meaningless. It's a smoking jacket. Oh, but they have one for Trent, and it needs to be a big jacket. And they got one for Tatum Bethune, who's getting honored out there too. Good for Tatum Bethune, getting some love in this game. The first thing I told you about in this game is that Tatum Bethune had a big night and big opportunity in front of him. He met and answered that bell for sure. We got Darth Hades saying the NFC West goes through Santa Clara, bang, bang. The Super Bowl goes through Santa Clara, baby. Bang, bang, and good night. Go tuck the boys in. Barry Ford, I will be doing that. I still hear some chaos upstairs. It's still available to me. No interceptions. You lost the turnover battle. You won the game. It's the 2025 Niners. Thanks, Damon. Have a good night, brother. Ryan, they did it. Again, Kyle Shanahan needs to get Coach of the Year consideration. I know he drives us nuts, and rightfully so at times. I didn't like the decisions that he made at the end of the first half in this game either. But you apologize for nothing when you win in this league. What team during the day impressed you? Oh, it's the Indianapolis Colts. The Indianapolis Colts not only look like Daniel Jones is a great story, the Indianapolis Colts not only look like Jonathan Taylor's a problem as a running back, and with Daniel Jones, they got a good offense. They got a really good defense, and they got good special teams too. The Colts look complete. Absolutely complete. Now, if you would ask me in the first 2 weeks of this year, what do you think about the Green Bay Packers? I would have told you that they looked like the most complete team. So obviously, this crown can be placed upon or taken off your head at any point in time. But the single, like Iceman, what you're asking, what are your biggest takeaway? The single biggest takeaway is that the Niners are in this conversation. There are 2 or 3 teams that absolutely suck. The Jets, the Titans, and the Dolphins, and the Saints are irredeemable. You got the Raiders playing a football game today that was as bad as a football game that has ever been played in the history of the NFL. They were lost with a capital L in the woods. There is no team in this league as good as any of the bad teams are great at being bad. There is not a single bell cow in this league. There is not a single that's the team to beat in this league. There's not one of them. It is the most wide open, I believe, the NFL has ever been in my lifetime. There are 3 or 4 easily identifiable, historically level bad football teams in front of us. You got a huge everybody else in the middle. And then you have a small handful of these teams are really good or at least positioned to be something. And that is the handful of teams that the 49ers are in. The 49ers are in the good handful of teams. By the way, here's Fred Warner welcoming every 49er back. Fred Warner is standing in the doorway of the 49ers locker room, his knee on the cart, the push cart, which means he just had surgery, obviously. But Fred Warner is the first guy greeting every Niner at the door. That's awesome. Iceman, the single biggest impression of the day wasn't a team. It's the concept that nobody is great, which means a pretty good football team is going to be their Super Bowl champion this year. That's it. A pretty good football team is going to win the Super Bowl. For whatever reason, right now, the 49ers are a pretty good football team, and they don't need to be much more than that right now. There's still 10 weeks of football. We got more of the season in front of us than there is behind us. We're not even at the halfway point. The Niners bye week is 2 months from now. 2 months from now. They're sitting pretty, all things considered. None of that makes sense. Thank you for the supers. Greg RJZ says, Hennessy and Coke, Damon. Take a drink, my friend. Again, I finished it. But how about Hennessy coming in and playing great for Jake Brendel tonight? Been a fan when you were on the radio, still a fan now. I didn't have the highest of expectations for this team, but I'm having fun this season. Go Niners, and hell, go IU too. Thank you so much, Vine. What is it, Vine the Pilla? Or is it Vinny the Pilla? I don't know. Either way, thank you very, very much. Thank you for the generous super. Thank you for listening for all the years. I really do appreciate it. And I'm telling you, the Niners have not always met their expectations, and their fan expectations are simply, we want a Super Bowl. And I'm not asking you to adjust your expectations, but I'm asking you to be realistic. Realistically, the 49ers should not be 5-2. They are. So enjoy the expectations or lack thereof, if that's what you've got right now. They're well positioned. They're a well-positioned team for a team that shouldn't be well-positioned based on who is and is not hurt. Craig's Kitchen. Craig is up in Oregon, who, by the way, Indiana beat 2 weeks ago to become the number 3 ranked team in the country. This week, we became the number 2 ranked team in the country, but I digress. Craig's Kitchen says, I'm screaming Go Niners into the field behind my house in Oregon for all the faithful right now. There you go, Craig's. Thank you very much. A super sticker of the $10 nature from Nathan. Nathan, I thank you very, very much for that. We've got Rita saying, thank goodness we signed Eddie P. Eddie De Niro Pinero, are you kidding me? Thank goodness it came in twice. Rita, I got it twice. You gave me $4 to say the same thing twice, and I thank you for that. Thank you for being a generous super chatter. You are among our most generous super chatters. Thank you. All I can tell you is that the Niners played a hell of a game tonight. I want to look at some team stats, and I think you do too. Are you ready to go to team stats? We're going to share this tab. We're going to go over here. And this is where it all starts tonight. This is where, for the Niners, it all starts tonight. Let's go right to it. I'm going to put it right at the top of the list, rushing. The exact opposite of what everyone thought. All the handicappers, all the casuals, all the sharps, everyone in between, all the handicappers tonight thought that it would be flipped. It would be the Falcons running for 174 yards and the Niners 62. It was reversed. 62 rushing yards. What a great night for the 49ers defense up front. 172 rushing yards. What a great night for Christian McCaffrey, the Niners offensive line, Matt Hennessy, everyone up front, all things combined, everything that goes into a running game, even Kyle Juszczyk with his absolutely stuffed behind the line of scrimmage, terrible carry on 4th and 1. 174 rushing yards for the 49ers. They haven't even come close to that number this season in any one game. Fuck, you could add 2 games together and not get close to that number. So that's good news right there. That's great news right there. A running game presented itself. Number 2, great news. A defense felt like it pushed a pocket around a little bit tonight, controlled the line of scrimmage, didn't let a running back go bonkers, and actually put pressure on the quarterback on, we expect you to pass it third downs. And they did that without any exotic blitzing. That's good. That is good tonight. Again, the 49ers in the red zone, 2 for 2. That's a good number for them, right? You always want to go 2 for 2 in the red zone. Look at penalties. The Niners only had 3. Only 3 penalties tonight. Now, look, they did get bailed out by Michael Penix having a 10-second runoff at the end of the first half. This could have been a tie game at the half instead of the Niners up a little. Luckily, I mean, look, you shut out a team in the fourth quarter, only allowing 3 points in a first quarter. You hold a team to 10 points as a defense. You did it. You did your job. Again, you can't ask your defense more than that. Forget any stats, forget any who did what, forget any sleeper yardage, anything. You held a team to 10 points. You got to win whenever your team did that. And you know what? The 49ers, their offense was not great until it was just good enough at the end of the game. Asking the 49ers offense to be great all the time is a tough ask. I'm telling you, George Kittle back in the room made a difference. George Kittle back in the room made a difference for the 49ers running game. It didn't really affect the passing game at all. What I suggested to Kruger, the thing, what'd you get right this week? What'd you get wrong? I thought it was almost time to totally abandon the concept of a running game and go full-on Texas Tech, air raid, Mike Leach. I'm throwing it 55 times a game. Fuck everybody. I thought that's the time, maybe the right way to go for the 49ers. They found a running game tonight. And in finding a running game tonight, Christian McCaffrey remains one of the absolute best wide receivers in football. Again, Christian McCaffrey is one of the best running backs in football, and he is one of the best wide receivers in football, which means this guy is one of the best players in football. And anyone who did a single Christian McCaffrey is washed video this year doesn't know what the fuck it is they're looking at or talking about. You give Christian McCaffrey protection. You give Christian McCaffrey space. You give him a sliver of daylight. He is going to crush it. And he did that tonight. You know what? This is funny from Rob. He says, boring and flat. Way to go, Kyle. They're not built to be super exciting right now. I'll take all the boring and flat wins that you can serve up between now and the bye week. I'll take them all. If you tell me that the 49ers have 10 totally boring, flat 20-10 football games left in them this year, I'll buy them all right now. I'll buy 2 on every Sunday you sell it to me, and I'll see you as the 1 seed in the NFC. I'm so impressed with these kids on defense. How could you not be? Nathan Hyatt just dropping more super stickers. Thank you, Nathan. Again, I can see him on the Twitter chat, but I can't see him on my interface here. I don't know if people can actually see him or not, but either way, Nathan, thank you. Thanks to the Niners for playing really good defense all night long. Thanks to the 49ers for playing intermittent offense and certainly getting their running game going for the first time all season long. Every single time we get a chance to thank one of our sponsors, I feel that we need to do it. And our sponsors, when it comes to who is, your day one down with you, getting it done like nobody else sponsor, there is but one answer to that. And his name is Ike. Ike sandwiches are phenomenal. Look at me. Do I look skinny to you? Do I look like I don't know what a good sandwich looks like to you? Do I look like the kind of guy who would take money to recommend a bad sandwich to you? This double chin is earned, baby. I know what delicious is, and there's nothing but delicious waiting for you at Ike's. Get a Damon Bruce, get a Jamie Sirewich, get an Adam Richmond, get a backstabber. That's Jillian's favorite. Get a sandwich from Ike's. Sign up for that Love Rewards program. I hope you're in a delivery distance. My God, you will eat well if you are. When it comes to where to go grabbing a beer in San Francisco, there is no better spot than the Dubliner and West Portal. It is the best. It's what a bar needs to be. It's what every bar wants to be. It's not trying. There's no airs. There's no pretense. It's a great bar with a great pint of Guinness just waiting for you at the Dubliner West Portal. Do you need to be dropped off and picked up by public transportation right in front of the fucking bar where it drops you off? Okay, there's that too. Get a great pint of Guinness and never get a DUI. DeMarcus Robinson at the Dubliner West Portal. DeMarcus had a terrible drop tonight. But again, I'm not complaining about anything that happens in a win. I didn't win my sleeper bet tonight because I had Mac Jones throwing more than 1.5 touchdowns. He throws 0. I don't care. I don't care that my sleeper bet went belly up in this one tonight, and neither should you because you didn't make the bet either. I did. I lost, but I had fun on sleeper, and you will too. That's why you got a free $20 just waiting for you when you sign up. That's why when you sign up on sleeper, you use the promo code Damon and get a $100 deposit match on your first deposit up to $100. But Damon, I don't want to deposit. Again, free $20. Give me a reason not to do it. You can't. Got 2 Monday Night Football games tomorrow night. Find out why. The user interface is amazing, and it's the fastest growing fantasy app you're going to find anywhere in the world with an incredible little community, and that's what we've built over here. Communities are cool on YouTube, and they are real, and that is going to bring us to the last thing I am going to show you tonight. The absolute last thing I am going to show you tonight, because you know what? The boys are probably down. I'm not going to be able to go ahead and kiss either boy on the forehead goodnight, but this was great. I had an awful lot of fun with you tonight, and I want to leave you with this. On the way out, I wanted to get to 48,000 tonight. Now, I'll be at 48,000 tomorrow morning, but I was really hoping it might happen in this show. The real goal is 50,000 subs by the bye week. Are there 17 of you? Are there 17 of you willing to join the parade tonight? I'm not asking you to become a member. I'm not asking you to spend a dime. I'm not even asking you to hit a thumbs up, likes up, anything. I'm just asking for that. Oh, look at it. We already lost one. That's what happens. Somebody's like, Damon, we don't like when you beg. This isn't begging. This is working. And when we get to 50,000 subscribers, we'll be halfway to 100,000 subscribers. And when I get 100,000 subscribers, kids, it works again. It's certainly working right now. And it's a cool little community that we built. And look at that. Look at the build. Look at it coming. We're now 15 away. We're now 14 away. We're now 13 away. Can we get to 48,000 before we say goodnight tonight? Now we're 12 away. It just takes a few of you. It just takes a few of you. That's all it takes. Now we're at 12 again. Look at that. It goes. People want to be the person to ruin the math. Some people want to be the people to help the math. Again, thank you for helping the literal financial math of this channel by being here and all the generous super chats tonight. Thank you very, very much. As I told you earlier, and for those of you who have been down from day one, who've been rooting for me and supporting what I've done here, I'm very, very pleased to share with you today. We went over 35 million views. 35 million lifetime views here on this channel. You know, everything I've ever done has come with a radio station. Everything I've ever done has come with an army of people, or maybe an army is an exaggeration, but 3-4 people, producers, a marketing staff, a sales staff. Like everything I've ever done has come with a support system. This is just me on my own. And to have garnered 35 million views in about 2.5 years. Again, I know, Mr. Beast does 100 million a day, right? I'm nothing in the grand scheme of things. But in the little boutique shop that we've set up over here with no advertising, no fanfare, no nothing, 35 million lifetime views. I'm very, very proud of that. And 1 million lifetime watch hours. 1 million human hours have been wasted watching Damon Bruce Plus on YouTube. And for that, I'm incredibly thankful. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you very, very much. Again, we're not going to get tonight to 48,000. But we might be there by the morning, and we'll certainly be there by tomorrow afternoon, and maybe we'll be at 50,000 by the bye week. In the meantime, I thank you for being here tonight. I really do appreciate it. You could spend your time anywhere with anyone. The fact that you spend a little time with me, I do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very, very much to everyone who liked, subscribed, or gave a super tonight, to all the regulars, to all the newbies, and everyone in between. Thank you so much for being here. And wait, on the way out the door, Nathan just wants one more super sticker out there. Look at it this way. In order to get those Mr. Beast numbers, you got to have a few more skeletons in your closet. I would literally blow the skeletons right here in front of you if it would give me Mr. Beast numbers. So you all find out whatever you want about me. Say whatever you want. The minute I'm doing Mr. Beast numbers, I really don't care what you have to say. But in the meantime, the humble little old Damon Bruce that is, thanks you for being here. Thanks again, Nathan. Thanks to everyone for supers tonight, all night long. What is this? Choke on 5 and 2, Cohen and Dieter. Are those the guys who are your angry content creators this year? I know they're down on the Niners. Niners keep winning no matter what. Have Jillian FedEx me a Damon Bruce from Mike's. Barry, I wish I could. I'm afraid it would not arrive in the proper condition. And again, you don't want those soggy onion rings. What we need to do, Barry, is get either an Ike's in Memphis or you out to the Bay Area, you and Mary. How about this? You and Mary fly to the Bay Area. The four of us, you, me, and Jillian, are all going out to dinner. And we'll do better than just a sandwich. I can tell you that. Barry, thank you for being here. Thanks to everyone for being here. Thanks to the Niners for going to 5 and 2. I will remind you that we will be live at 9 a.m. West Coast time with 49ers Wake Up, yours truly, and Larry Krueger. We will not be talking about DeMarcus Robinson, but we will be talking about the 5 and 2 Niners. I'll have my own show at 11 a.m. West Coast time, and thank you for being a part of all of it. Thank you for being here tonight, and please do remember that sports don't build character. They reveal it, and like that, he's gone.